हरिः ओं भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभ्यर्व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। I would like everyone to close your eyes for a moment and sit on the cushion and make yourself comfortable. Let me lead you through a short 2 minutes meditation before we begin. So eyes gently closed, sit straight if you can, and make yourself comfortable in your sitting position. If you're sitting on the chair, sit on the edge of the chair. As you close your eyes and then make yourself comfortable in your sitting position, try to keep your back spine straight as much as possible. Leave your belongings for a moment. And then you feel the presence of your being here and now. Be aware of only the space that your body is occupying. Withdraw the mind from all other times and places and bring your awareness to the space where you are sitting right now. Gently you relax your forehead, relax your face, shoulders, arms. Relax your chest, stomach. Keep your spine straight. Relax your abdomen, thighs, knees, and your calf muscles, feet, and your toes. Keep yourself relaxed from head to toes, toes to head. And then now you bring your awareness to your nostrils and begin to feel the breath as you breathe in, inhale, and as you breathe out, exhale. Mind would wander. Whenever your mind wanders, you bring it back to breath. Simply watch the breath, nothing else. Watching yourself breathing in, inhale, and watching yourself exhaling. That's all you do for the next 2 minutes. Pay attention to the breath, not to anything else. Let go of everything else and you bring your awareness to the breath, watching the breath as you inhale, inhale deeply, inhale through nostrils, exhale also through nostrils. Whenever mind wanders off, you bring it back to breath. your shoulders relaxed and your spinal column, base of the spine, and your awareness, your attention to the breath. Breathing in, inhale, breathing out, exhale, and be aware of both the flow as you inhale and as you exhale. Remain aware of your being, yourself, and then gently and slowly you open your eyes. Namaste, good morning everyone. Welcome to the 2 days retreat. Before I begin, I want to actually sincerely thank Varsha and Raj, those who actually worked very hard to manifest this, what we are about to do. Many requests she had to come to do the workshop. This is the first time I'm doing workshop in DC. However, I have been here a few times, 5 times I think, for other occasions and so on. So I am looking forward to do this workshop for 2 days, even though I have a different range spectrum here. Some know a lot, some do not know, and some know a little bit. So I have to bring everybody together. So actual practices would be doing tomorrow. The word in your binder says Tantra. Those practices we will do tomorrow. I want to prepare you today and bring everybody together on the same page so that we practice what we have intended to do here. So thank you Varsha, thank you Raj for, they work very hard with these tents and everything. I was watching from my window. So such a dedication. So, and welcome once again. It shows that you have the interest, and I will try my best to present the material as much as I can. And please feel free to ask any question regarding the practice, whatever I'm talking. You can raise your hand anytime, and I will be more than happy if I can answer your question. My name is Panditji Dabral. You read it. I'm from Canada, Calgary, where I live, and I've been teaching for almost maybe 29 years, 27, 28 years. And the teaching that I am offering, or sharing rather, the word that I use, it's from the Himalayan tradition. Himalayan tradition is the tradition that is a living tradition, comes from the cave monasteries, handed down from a relationship called guru-disciple relationship. And that's what I am initiated into, the Himalayan tradition. All the teachings, all that I will present, it's under the umbrella of the Himalayan. And in the Himalayan tradition, the main textbook where we teach from, where the entire yoga actually is derived from, known as Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. You might have heard the name, or some of you probably read some. So most of the quotation will be from the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra today, and then we'll embark on the next level, which is known as the Tantra tomorrow. Okay? So Himalayan tradition is a tradition of Raja Yoga, R-A-J Yoga. Raja Yoga, royal path. What is royal path as per Patanjali is also known as Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga means yoga of 8 limbs, 8 stairs, 8 steps. So you climb one step at a time, and you prepare yourself, and then make yourself qualified to take a next step, and you keep climbing, and then you reach to the final step of the yoga known as the yoga of the 8 letters, and that is what yoga, Raj Yoga is, and that's what the main foundation or main teaching of the Himalayan tradition is. That which consists of all aspects of yoga is not only based on doing a lot of asanas, is not only based on doing a lot of breathing, combining all aspects of yoga, Hatha Yoga, which is physical aspect of yoga, and then pranayama, breathing aspect of yoga, and then the mind, the meditation aspect of yoga, and then it leads you to the overall completing what yoga is all about. Yoga means joining yourself to yourself. My master Swami Ram of the Himalayas, who actually brought the tradition to the West from the cave monasteries, he says, what is meditation? Meditation is that which introduces you to yourself. So it's not that something new I am telling, many of you probably know the definition. So I was going to say this morning as I woke up, those who have done some practices, may some of the information look very easy. So don't get impatient that, oh, I know this. If you know, you are here to make it much more deeper and subtler. And those who do not know, it's get the information and get to know what that is all about, so that by the time tomorrow finishes, I will do my best that you have a practice to practice. To undertake a practice that you will do every day, and you prepare yourself for whenever the time comes for the next level, so that you are fully equipped with the basic foundation grounds of yoga, and you receive the benefits, and then those benefits will inspire you to move forward. It has to be some inspiration, and the first inspiration that you are here, that is Ichha Shakti, the power of will that brought you here. And even though it's raining a little bit, actually raining is considered auspicious as per Hinduism, as per Sanatana Dharma, and like we have the blessings from Pitagog, and tomorrow will be sunny day, so tomorrow will be better and warm. We'll do a little bit yoga. You still have some food in your stomach, so I will talk a little bit, and then we'll do some of the asanas and so on. And as I said, in the Himalayan tradition, we prepare the person. Preparation is much more important than actual practice. Actual practice is not hard. What is hard? Preparation. And once you are prepared, then you can easily perform. It's simply performing the practice that which you have prepared yourself. Just like in every field of life, you need to prepare. So those are, I will prepare you by also talking and answering your questions and some of the exercise that you will do. So Himalayan tradition is a tradition of Raj Yoga, combines of asana practice, combines of because we are complex being. Human being is a complex being. We not only have the body, physical body, but we also are a breathing being. We breathe, and we are not only a breathing being. Rather, we are also a mental being. We have a mind. We think, and then we also realize that I am not only a physical being, not only a breathing being, and not only a mental being, but I am also something else beyond. And that is where all the practices would lead, where you will experience that what it is that I am, not only body, breath, mind, but beyond mind. That is where the practice should lead. It's a spiritual path that we begin to realize our spiritual presence, our spiritual capacities, our spiritual entities. And then once the spirituality, you embark in the path of spirituality, and then you see from that perspective, and everything else changes. The world changes, your daily life changes, your thinking changes, and your performance changes. So you then move from the core entities of your being, which is known as the Atman, the self. That is the main core. Once you know, which is also known as self-realization. We are not doing self-realization in 2 days, but at least the idea and understanding what that journey of self-realization. Why do I need to be self-realization? So that I understand myself in all levels. And once you understand yourself in all levels, then there is a clarity, there is a not only clarity but understanding, and then moving yourself within your own understanding, and you have control over yourself. Yoga means complete control over your being, starting with the physical self, then breathing and the mental, so that you are not simply living whatever happens, it happens. Rather, you are on an understanding of your own being, and then you mold your life, and then you live accordingly. That is what self-realization is. Self-realization does not come overnight. It comes in pieces, and then you gather all the pieces, and then final realization, today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, absolutely it would come. So that's what the basically Himalayan tradition is of the yoga meditation. It's a meditative tradition. All other aspects are used as a means and a ways to prepare you for meditation. Whether it's Hatha Yoga, whether it's Pranayama, whether all other tools that we will talk about, they are to endear you for the path of meditation. Meditation, that which then opens all the faucets, all your faucets that are given, that are now not active at the moment. And once all the faucets are active, then you bring that balance within yourself. Then you will not only know but also experience what that balance is. Yoga is the science of balance, balancing all the faculties, all the factors. That is what the Himalayan tradition is of the living cave monastery. So what we did just now, it was just to make you realize that when we close our eyes, mind goes all over the place. Mind runs into 1,000 different places, even though it's your mind, and even though you can't control your mind. We use this word mind most of the time, all the time rather, and yet we do not know what that mind is. Nobody knows. If I were to ask you a question, you would go blank. Where is the mind? In which part of the body? You will go blank. What to answer? And yet we use this word mind, and yet we do not know what that mind is all about. So meditation is that art where you begin to experience what mind is, and then eventually you will know what mind is. And then mind, you control the mind rather than mind controls you. So having control, that's what the definition of yoga from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra that I mentioned, the book, says yoga chitta vrittir nirodha. What is yoga? Chitta means the mind, vritti means the waves, nirodha means control. So complete control over the modifications of the mind is yoga. So that's where the yoga begins from. Yoga doesn't begin with the body. Yoga begins with the mind. That's why the definition is given. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha means complete control. The word complete is all from all sides, not one aspect control, not one phase control. Rather, seat is steady, not wobbly or moving. And also when I sit on, I feel I feel comfortable, or it give me comfort. So that is what asana means. And then from which the yoga asanas are derived from, to prepare your body in such a way so that meditation practice is not giving you any hindrance. Meditation is done easily and you are prepared to practice meditation. So the body part is well taken care of. You have enough flexibility and good movements and healthy body. All comes under asana practice. Then we move into a pranayama practice. Pranayama is the breathing, correct way of breathing. Most of us, we do not breathe properly. We have forgotten for some reason or the other. So learning the science of breath. Science of breath is simply knowing lungs and the nostrils, inhalation, exhalation, which I was talking about when I lead you inhale, exhale. So correct way of breathing, knowing all the science of breath, the lungs, the nostrils, inhalation and exhalation. And then that science of breath leads you to science of pranayama. Pranayama means the prana in the body, that which runs from head to toes, toes to head, not only from lungs to the nostril and nostril to the lungs, that all comes under pranayama. Then we move into pratyahara, sense withdrawal. Just like you closed your eyes, your mind ran all over the place. So learning the pratyahara, bringing your senses back to breath. That is pratyahara. Then dharana, concentration. Concentration is not like you are concentrating on something, rather bringing the all faculties of the mind so that your mind is a concentrated mind. That is known as dharana. And then after dharana, then you become ready. Then you are prepared for meditation, dhyan. That's why all of us struggle when we meditate. And why we struggle? Because we are not prepared. Why aren't we prepared? Because we have not observed all yamas, niyamas, asanas, pranayama, pratyahara. So that's how the systematic way it explained in a way. Then meditation is easy. We all are built, we are born to meditate. We are given the mind, and with the help of the mind, meditation are all derived from the same root. My master used to say, human means the species that is meant to meditate, because we have this faculty known as to think. To think in the yoga philosophy means to meditate. So we are made to meditate, but we have a hard time to meditate because we are not prepared. And that is what I am trying to bring, that understanding. How do I prepare myself so that I can comfortably meditate and meditate at the regular basis, just that I do everything else. I sleep, I drink, I eat, all the things. So meditation becomes an integral part of your life. It's not that meditation once in a while, just as all other aspects are part of your life to survive. So spiritually, so that you have a spiritual awakening at all times and you are fully aware of your spiritual self. Therefore meditation becomes a part of your daily life. So that is dhyana. And Ashtanga Yoga system says, when you have practiced all 7 limbs of yoga, then all 7 will automatically, you don't have to make any effort, automatically will lead you to samadhi. Samadhi is the highest state of yoga. Samadhi is a goal of yoga. Samadhi is the state of mind in which you are fully, absolutely relaxed. Your mind is absolutely concentrated. Your mind is fully absorbed in the state of joy, happiness and peace, which is very hard to actually accept and understanding how mind can remain happy all times. In daily life, we see, sometimes we get angry, there are emotions, there are thoughts, situations and circumstances, all happens in life. But yoga says, if one has reached to that state of samadhi, regardless of circumstances in front of you, you can maintain the state of mind. Because nothing can more can disturb your mind. because you have control over modifications of the mind. So modifications means the operations of the mind no longer distract your mind, no longer disturb your mind, and you remain under control. So that is what the definition of samadhi is. There are two words in samadhi. Sama, S-A-M-A, means equilibrium, and dhi means mind. So your mind reaches to that equilibrium, no longer fluctuates like our mind fluctuates from morning to evening. We have a hard time to keep same state of mind even for more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, alone all day or alone the entire month or alone the entire year. How could I do that? Only when you understand and reach to that level where your mind is absolutely at the state of equilibrium. It does not fluctuate anymore, no more fluctuation, even though you have all the symptoms, all the circumstances, quote unquote, all the problems to deal in life, and you deal with the life then with a very concentrated, clear, controlled mind. That is why yoga is a essential science to learn. A lot of people ask this question, why do I meditate? I don't need to meditate, I have everything. I have enough money, I have a good house, I have a good life, I have a good family. Why do I meditate? You are meditating to know yourself. You are meditating to have control over yourself. You are meditating to maintain a certain, because you will realize even though you have everything else, you do become subject to pain, misery and sorrow, and everything affects you. But don't take me wrong, I am not saying that you become zombie, nothing matters. That is not what yoga and meditation is. You become even actually more sensitive, you are more prone to even understand somebody else's pain. Like we say, oh, I understand. What actually, how do you understand somebody else's pain? When you will really actually realize the pain when you have contact with your own mind, because all minds are the same. It's a universal field of the mind, and from a universal field of the mind, all minds are the same. So this journey of Ashtanga Yoga is to one day, someday, I want to be in complete control. Such as, for instance, we sleep every night, 7-8 hours we are in bed. Some night you have a good sleep, some night you don't have a good sleep. Some night you can't sleep at all, some night you sleep very little. What makes you to do that? Whereas if you go through all this entire training, you will have control over yourself, you will always have a good sleep, regardless, because it's your mind, it's your bed, it's your body. At this moment, even though I say my body, I say my breath, but breath is not under my control, and mind is not under my control, my body is not under my control, my back hurts. Why does your back hurt? You can give a reason, and you can heal if you have control over your body. So all healing takes place. That is what control is. Means you understand the functions of the body. You understand the functions of the breath fully, and not only taking adequate oxygen and exhaling all the carbon dioxide, rather you are filling yourself with the prana, the vital principle. Pranayama means expansion of prana. Expansion of prana means the expansion of the vital principle within yourself, or vital principle of the universe, life force that runs from head to toes to head. And you can move your prana accordingly from whichever parts of the body you want by understanding the science of pranayama. Expansion of pranayama, expansion of pranas. Dhyana. What is dhyana? Dhyanam nirvishayam mana. What is meditation? Dhyana means meditation. Dhyanam nirvishayam mana. Mana means the mind. When your mind is no longer distracted, when your mind no longer disturbed by any external from external object, that state of mind is dhyana. Because the nature of the mind is, which you all know, sankalp vikalpatmakam mana. Mind is all over the place. Mind, shall I do this? Shall I not do this? It goes in that pendulum. then you don't know what to do, and it doesn't stay in one object. It just jumps. That's why some texts also call mind like a monkey that doesn't stay on one branch more than a second and then jumps into the another branch. Similarly, our mind does. So this whole science of dhyana. Why do I need to meditate? So that I understand my mind. Why do I need to do the meditation? So that I have control over my mind. So that I can balance, and I live a balanced life. You don't simply get balanced by eating good food. Of course you do. But even when we eat good food, you still get all of you get sick, you get this, you get that, you get this pain, that pain. External means and ways are of course there, but when you begin to heal from yourself from inside out, when you begin to understand the faculty of the mind and you are meditating, means you are doing dhyana. So dhyanam nirvishayam mana, or sankalp vikalpatmakam mana. Your mind no longer fluctuates. Your mind is the state of equilibrium. There is another text called Bhagavad Gita. I am sure you know what that is. In the second chapter, the definition of yoga is given, and the Bhagavad Gita says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatvam means equilibrium. Even state of mind is yoga. Your mind is a evenness of the mind field. Evenness. And that is how one controls the emotion. Emotion can be very painful, emotion can be very hard, emotion can give you all other pains. Sometimes the pain occurs in the body due to the emotions. So you can equalize all the emotions, you can understand the emotion, you can channel your emotion in such a way that it does not harm you. So a health begins to take place within yourself by practicing dhyana. I want to explain a little more. In Hindi and in Sanskrit, the word for health is swasthya, and word for health is swastha. No, sorry. Word for health is swastha, and word for healthy is swasthya. So these are two Sanskrit words. In Hindi, whenever we talk in a good Hindi, we say, are you swastha? Swasthya, how is your swasthya? How is your health? Are you healthy? So those are the word swastha. So the word in yoga is used. Swastha means dwelling your own self. Swa, your own. Stha means sitting or dwelling. Being within your own being. That is what the definition or the foundation of dhyana meditation is. So why do I meditate? If somebody asks me, I simply say, because I want to be healthy. Oh, what do you mean? Just by meditating you think I will be healthy? Yes, you will be healthy because you are now learning the art of being swa, within your own being, swastha. So when you are dwelling in yourself, you are swastha, means you are healthy. And when you are swastha, you will have a good swasthya, good health. Why? Because all the faculties are harmonizing and functioning harmoniously. When they function harmoniously, the good health comes because yourself heals you. Even if you have some quote-unquote some physical issues or problems, or even some heat or anything at the physical level, you will heal faster. You will heal with no time, because yourself is a great healer by the divine, by the nature. So going back to your own true nature, that is what the spiritual self means. What is spiritual self? Going back to my own true nature. The philosophy of all, whether it's yoga, philosophy of all other scriptures, they say your true nature is ever free, ever pure, ever wise. In Sanskrit we call it, you are Sat Chit Ananda. But when I live my daily life, I don't feel I am Sat Chit Ananda. I am suffering, I have this problem, I have that problem, I have this issue, I have that issue, I have fears, I have this, all kind of emotions. The people are frightened, people are fearful, people are afraid. Why? Because you are unaware of your true nature. What is my true nature? Sat, that is consciousness. Sorry, existence. Sat means existence. Chitta, consciousness. And Ananda, bliss, which is known as ever free, ever pure, ever wise. If my nature is ever free, ever wise, and ever pure, I should be in, as they say, I should be in the seventh heaven at all times. Yes, I can be, only if I know myself. And that is why this journey of yoga science, this journey of Ashtanga yoga is essential, so that today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will realize, yes, I am the pure divine being. Yes, I am Sat, Chit, Ananda. I am ever free, ever pure, ever wise. These are the reason I want to meditate. These are the reason I undertake this spiritual practice of yoga science, meditation. And all other aspects of the yoga are simply a preparation. So that when I sit, my legs do not fall asleep. So when I sit, my lower back will not hurt or upper back will not hurt. So when I sit proper with a proper meditation, meditative posture. So I do some hatha yoga, some postures, some joints and glands and so on. Then comes my breathing. So my breathing will no longer disturb me. I will have a regular breath. At this moment, we all have irregular breath. What is irregular breath? You inhale, maybe pause, then forcefully exhale. Each time you inhale is a different inhalation. Each time you exhale is a different exhalation. What is controlling it? What is making it so different? Why not each time same inhalation and same exhalation? Because your thoughts are affecting your breath. What's affecting your thought? Your emotions. So many emotions are going. 60, maybe 70% of emotions you are unaware, because you are only aware of conscious mind and not about your unconscious mind. So bringing unconscious to the conscious, I want to practice yoga. So that my breath is controlled, so that my breath is regular. Only regular breath, and there are many doctors here, they can tell how the nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system is affected by your breathing. You can change sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system, depends on changing the ways of your breath. You can bring your blood pressure under control within 2 minutes, absolutely, by changing the breath and so on. And this is just the one fraction of the miracle of the breath. If you know all the other aspects of the breath, you could do miracles about your life. You could switch, we have two nostrils, right nostril, left nostril, and you would be, I don't know, many of you probably know, but those who do not know, we only breathe from one nostril at a time. We are not breathing from both. So if we can breathe from one, why were the two nostrils given? We are living by one nostril. Nobody breathes from two nostrils. Both nostrils are not flowing at the same time. Why? Yoga says, because we live in imbalance. So why I want balance? So that one day, someday, I breathe from with the both nostrils. May my breath, both nostrils will have an equal force, equal length, and only then I can be in equilibrium, harmony. The definition of asana that I was talking about, just simply saying the yoga posture, but actual definition of asana means bringing the two nostrils into balance. Bringing two nostrils into balance, and then the value of life, then the value of yourself, then what had happened, how it relates to you, all of that you understand, and then you heal yourself from there. If a person doesn't understand, may take, let's say, 3 months to heal, and the person who understands maybe will take 1 week to heal, or 1 day to heal.
aparigraha and asteya and ahimsa, and how to apply them in our daily lives.
Yama and Niyama. There are 5 yamas. Number 1 is ahimsa. Do I write? Satya. Then steya. Brahmacharya. Ahimsa, Satya, Steya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. Yama actually is a Sanskrit word for control. And what is control? Not avoidance, not avoiding, not hiding, not ignoring. That is what not control means. You face and yet you are not getting affected. Your mind is not going through a pain, misery and sorrow. That is what control means. So the word yama means control. So the definition of yama is ahimsa, satya, steya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yama. 5 yamas. Ahimsa, non-violence, not hurting, not harming, not killing your own self. All these begins with your own self, not with others. All yoga practice begins with your own, the one who is practicing. So ahimsa, never hurt yourself, never harm yourself, never kill yourself. Your conscience, your body, anything. Never condemn yourself, never think that you are nobody. All of that, when you understand, you will never do this. You will practice ahimsa. Like, I'll give you my example, and my kids, I taught them. I am vegetarian, of course, because I am a priest from the family, so it is easy to be vegetarian because we are vegetarian. But some people ask, so you are vegetarian? Yes. Why are you vegetarian? My answer is, because I practice yoga. Oh, what does that has to be to become vegetarian? I said it is because yoga is based on ahimsa. The principle of ahimsa means non-violence. So anything that which comes from violence, I refrain myself from participating. Therefore, I am vegetarian. So that is the philosophy of vegetarianism in the path of yoga. And in the daily practice, ahimsa means I will never hurt myself. I will never put myself down. I will never go through self-criticism, condemnation, because I do yoga, ahimsa, non-violence. Then satya, I practice the principle of truthfulness. I am truthful to myself. Even though I have weaknesses, I accept them. I have qualities, I recognize them, and then I move forward. I don't avoid, I don't hide. All that comes under satya. Stay non-stealing. Non-stealing means not trying to become somebody else which you are not. And that means sometimes we try to become somebody else because you are inspired by some which is good, but you are not recognizing your own being, own nature. So that comes under stay, non-stealing. And also non-stealing means that which does not belongs to you, you refrain yourself from. Brahmacharya, control over your senses, so that you don't run after just keep fulfilling your senses and then recognizing that each time you fulfill, you are never fulfilled, then there is another desire. So learning to control your desires in a way that your senses come under your control. There is a beauty in having control over your senses. And it gives you the strength. A certain strength comes by brahmacharya, control over your senses. Actual meaning of brahmacharya means the one who walks in the consciousness of Brahman. Brahma, the absolute. Chara means walking. Walking in the conscious, like walking in the Christ consciousness. Same, walking in the Brahman's consciousness. That is what brahmacharya is in a higher philosophical definition. But here, brahmacharya means control over your senses. Once you begin to feel that what control over your senses, there is a certain spiritual strength you feel. A strength that does not come from the external means, it comes from within. That strength I am talking about, the spiritual strength, comes by this principle called brahmacharya. Aparigraha, non-possessiveness, not being too attached. That's what the attachment. Attachments are, Swami Rama, my master says that, used to say, attachments are the mother of all miseries. Not that you should not get attached, but attachment that which would lead you to pain, misery and sorrow, those attachments are not emphasized or recommended in the path of spirituality. So that is aparigraha, non-possessiveness, that which if that something does not belong to me, is not mine, and you live in that philosophy. Nothing is mine, everything is, so you live in that philosophy of life. There is a Upanishad, since you have asked, talks about this principle more. Isha Upanishad, the mantra says, Isha Vasimidam Sarvam, this entire world is governed by the absolute Isha. Yat Kinchit Jagantyam Jagat, that which is living and non-living, all is governed by absolute Brahman. Ten, therefore, Tyakten Munjita, whichever you have, you use it, you keep it in the sense of non-attachment, like it does not actually philosophically belongs to you. It belongs to the absolute. The reason is because something that takes goes away from us, then it creates pain, misery and sorrow, and then sometimes it lasts for a long time, and then it is very hurtful to yourself, and then no more ahimsa is being practiced. So, tena tyaktena, anything which you have, you practice, you use it in the sense of being that is actually not mine. You have it as long as it is yours, and if it is taken from you, does not actually create a pain of separation. That is what aparigraha is. And it comes slowly in understanding. Once you begin to understand the definition, and then you put that into practice. All these principles will no longer be useful if you only know at the intellectual level. You need to put that into practice, which I will come a little bit later, the first part of the second chapter, Kriya Yoga, yoga in action. And yoga in action will only happen when you practice these. Ahimsa, and just put that into practice and see what happens to your state of mind, what happens to you. Satya and Steya, Brahmacharya and Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. So those are yamas. Niyama. Niyama is Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha. Shaucha, Shaucha, the principle of cleanliness. Santosha, Shaucha, Santosha. Santosha means the principle of contentment. You remain content. Lot of people, they have lots, but they are not content. So that contentment is not based on the external means and the ways. Contentment is an internal quality, internal strength. There are people, those who have less, but they are content. There are people, those who have so much, they are not content. So contentment, santosha, comes from within. So that is the second niyama, santosha. So shaucha, santosha, tapas. This is the main important. Tapas. And then swadhyaya. Swadhyaya. And then Ishvara Pranidhan. Ishwar, Pranidhan, Pranidhana. So Shauch, Santosh, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana Niyama. Shaucha, principle of cleanliness. Santosha, principle of contentment. Tapas. Tapas is a principle of applying voluntarily discomfort. Tapas is a Sanskrit word that which literal meaning of tapas means to heat up, to create some heat and see what happens to you, especially to the state of mind. Like discomfort, anything that happens, we get angry, we react upon them, which is a natural phenomena in every human being. If you don't get what you are looking for, if you are in a decline or in daily life, you get angry, you get agitated, you get uptight, you are so tense. So that all comes tapas. A yoga spiritual person undertakes every discomfort, every discomfort as a part of his or her tapas in life, so that the circumstances of life no longer or do not create any anger, agitation, discomfort or tightness in your life. So he or she practices all those as a part of tapas, discomfort. My Swamiji used to tell me, tapas means in a daily life, if you sleep with 2 pillows, try to sleep with one and see if you still can sleep. You will feel discomfort because you are used to. But a practice of yoga becomes so versatile and flexible. If it is 1 pillow, you will still sleep. If you have 2 pillows, you will still sleep. That is how control means. Control over the body, control over the breath, control over the mind. That is why these principles are given to practice at daily basis. So that is tapas. And then comes Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means study of your own self. Learning the self-awareness. Most time, how many of you are aware of your being at all times? Not many. Or you are aware of maybe a little bit for a few minutes or 1 hour or a little bit, but then not all the time. So Swadhyaya means developing a sense of self-awareness within your own self. That is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya also means, later on, if we go into a more difficult, Swadhyaya means a state of meditation that one keeps in his or her mind at all times. That is what Swadhyaya is. And then comes Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana means complete surrender to the Absolute. If something did not work, if something is not working, if something out of your reach, rather than getting so uptight and so tense and agitated and angry, you simply surrender to the nature. If you believe in some entity known as Ishvara, Absolute, you surrender to that Absolute. In the philosophical text, Ishvara Pranidhana means surrendering to your own self, because ultimately your own self is the Absolute within yourself, which you are unaware at the moment, but then you surrender to your own self. Means you let go. Let go. Letting go is Ishvara Pranidhana. And the moment you understand, the moment you practice that let go, it gives you another spiritual strength. Things begin to happen. And yet you remain relaxed. You are no longer agitated. If there is a circumstances or a situation that could make you agitate, Swamiji used to tell me that Ishvara Pranidhana means you practice in daily life that a situation that could make you agitated and allowing yourself not to be agitated, you are practicing Ishvara Pranidhana because you are letting go. So let go. These are 5 yamas and niyams. After, when you practice these, asana practice becomes easier. Lot of time we practice, your body is so stiff, you can't do that asana, you can't do that asana. Why? There is one physical, of course, limitations. You can practice asana at a certain level. Your body will stretch and become flexible at a certain length. But if you practice this, your body remains flexible. Even if you don't practice asana at the daily basis, every now and then, you remain flexible because the interior is flexible. Why your interior is flexible? Because you practice all these yamas and niyamas. That's why yamas and niyamas are the essential nature that one takes with him or her wherever you are, wherever you go. Whether you are at home, whether you are eating, whether you are driving, whether you are sleeping, whether you are in meeting, whether you are talking, at all times they remain in you. Any situation comes, you remember, and your reaction is different compared to somebody else's. Why your reaction? Your response. Swamiji's favorite word was, your response is different. He used to tell me, why your response is different? Because you practice yoga. Simple. Anything, if somebody asks you, why do you do it this way? Because I practice yoga. Yoga then becomes a part of you. Yoga then is not only you wake up in the morning, do this certain asana, and maybe sit for 2 minutes, close your eyes and done. That yoga does not lead you to the path of spirituality. That yoga is just a temporarily, maybe relief, it feels good, but then all reactions and this and that, there is no change, there is no transformation. Transformation only occurs, transformation only begins to happen when you practice yoga in this manner, that it is now a part of you. Some days, maybe some weeks, for some reason, you did not do your hatha yoga. Fine, because they are inside of you. You practice. Someday, few days you didn't do your meditation because maybe you are traveling, whatever the reason. But these are part. And you can still meditate in a different manner if yoga becomes part of you. So, Himalayan tradition, my master Swami Rama says, the Himalayan tradition is a tradition that which leads one to a practice of Kriya Yoga. Every action that you do, your action is accompanied by principle of yoga. Principle of yoga. So your response is different. You no longer react, rather you act upon the situation because you are on the path of true yoga science, path of Raja Yoga. That is what these yamas and niyamas are. Now come to asana.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How do you find the harmony or balance between the it's calling you, or
A very good question.
outside of that, who your attachment to your parents or kids are so involved in this world that we live in, constant, 40 on tight. How do you find that?
First of all, I will begin with the attachment to your family, your kids, your spouse, and yours. Attachment is not the detachment or non-attachment is not that you leave your family and you no longer love your kids and then say, well, I am practicing yoga, I shouldn't be attached, just leave me alone. That is what non-attachment is. The definition of love, Swami Rama used to say, what is true love? True love means to give and nothing, not to expect anything in return. That is true love. Attachment means there is a association of being so attached in a way that there is a expectation in return. So if you don't get anything in return, you get if your expectations are not met, you get agitated, and your state of mind will change, and that's why a lot of times there is a disagreement, there is a fight, and so on and so forth because of the attachment. So there is a fine line between love and attachment. Love is not attachment, and attachment is not love. Love is pure service or pure relationship that is based on to give. So your family member, your kids, your spouse, those who are close, you love them. You are simply there to give yourself as much as, and you are not expecting anything in return. If anything comes, you welcome. But if it doesn't come, that does not change your giving love to them. That is how you practice this. And by this practice at every day satya, there is a intuitively you will be guided in a right manner, in a right way, whether this is right or this is not right. You will feel, intuitively you will feel, absolutely. Because then your intuition guides you and you will know. Intuition is always guiding in everybody because we are all equipped with that intuition, but we do not have the access to that intuition. Therefore, we do not know whether this is right or this is wrong.
So by feeling, you're saying that you're not listening to yourself. You're
Absolutely.
following
Yeah.
without understanding.
You are, how do I say, you are acting or responding out of your emotions. And some emotions may not be a correct emotions, leading to a correct path. That's how they work. Now come to asana practice. What time it is?
11:15.
Yeah, we'll do some asana. Asana, A-S-A-N-A. The definition Patanjali gives is asana means sthira, where you are sthira means steady, whether even standing or sitting, lying, sthira, and sukham, that which gives you comfort. Both components has to be met. If one is missing, it's not yoga asana. Yoga asana is asana where you are comfortable and you are steady. No more movement. You are not fidgety. You are not shaking. You are under control. You are not tense because you are comfortable. If you are sitting, well, I am not supposed to move, so you are tense. Relax. The moment you relax, you are under you are discomfort or not comfortable. That is not asana. Asana is a twofold meaning. This is also asana, seat, and posture is also asana. So whether it is posture, whether it is seat, both principle has to be complete, sthira, steady, and sukham, comfortable. That is asana. In the Himalayan tradition, before we teach asana, I will lead you in 10, 15 minutes later. We do joints and glands first to begin with, to prepare. Joints and glands are a simple limbering exercise, you can call them. Limbering exercise, and all limbering exercise are done with the accompanied with the breath awareness. Breath has to be accompanying every movement of the body, so that prana, the vital force, prana and the physical movements are combining together. Only then you move further. Why do you move further, or how do you move further? It is explained in yoga that this is like the body and this is the mind here. And there is a common thread that connects the body and the mind. So if you don't get in touch with that common thread, you will never be able to connect with your mind. Your mind will all over the place. You will not know what mind is. You will never experience actually what that mind is all about and how to control, how to bring that mind under your control. So Swamiji or Yoga Sutra say, get hold of that common thread, and that which becomes the basis of meditation practice. That which also becomes the basis of all relaxation exercises. That which also becomes the basis of all subtler aspect of yoga. And that common thread is known as breath. So breath is that which connects the body and the mind. If you don't train your breath, if you don't get hold of your breath, you will never reach, you will never experience what mind is all about. You will only know by the words and you will only use mind as M-I-N-D, but not really realize what that is. Breath is that common thread. That's why breathing becomes an essential, important aspect to train. And the first aspect of breath is that you learn correct way of breathing. And the correct way of breathing is learn to breathe from diaphragm, not from chest. If you breathe from diaphragm, only then you are using all of your lungs. Swami Rama used to say the lungs, he says the diaphragms are the strongest muscles in human body. He said if you train your diaphragm, you could hold trucks. I heard him from his, from him directly. So when you breathe from diaphragm, you are able to breathe deeply, as deep, there is no limit. And your breath becomes long. Your breath becomes long, calm, serene, even. You no longer have short breath. You no longer have shallow breath. You no longer have jerky breath. You no longer have irregular breath when you breathe from diaphragm. And once you begin diaphragmatic breathing, then slowly you begin to feel the connection that your body is connecting with the mind. Then you will realize how to get in touch with your mind. That getting in touch comes as an experience to you when you practice this breathing. So every asana that we do, we accompany the breath for that reason, because the mind and the breath and the body is being connected so that we can open the channel or the pathway to get in touch with our own mind field. That's why the asana practice is an important, and breathing practice is an important factor. Any question?
Did you mention that you ultimately your goal is to breathe through both nostrils?
Ultimately, one day that both nostrils will open. You can check, anybody can check, if you were to, your index finger, just close one nostril and then you will see for maybe half a minute and then do this, then you will know one nostril is actually flowing and one is blocked. Like my right nostril is closed.
So why do you feel so uncomfortable when you're stuck on one side?
Why do you?
So like, you know, when you get congested or cold, one side gets stuck up, you're so uncomfortable. You're only
Because you are not breathing, that's why. You can't breathe fully. And then if you cannot breathe fully, then you are not giving enough oxygen to yourself. That's why you get uncomfortable. And then a lot of people, when they develop mouth breathing, because you need to supply and demand. So through the mouth you want to supply more demand, and then you breathe through the mouth. A lot of people I see, they start breathing through the mouth. Whereas in yoga, you only should breathe from the nostril, not from the mouth. Except if there are certain pranayama practices that may require, not many, maybe one or two, but always breathe through nostril. Nostril is given to breathe. If you breathe through the nostril, there are a lot of things happen. Harmony, balance, clarity of the nervous system. So right nostril, and then you can change actually the flow of the breath as per your need, which I will talk maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. There are needs when I need right nostril open. There are needs when I need my left nostril open to achieve a certain goal or achieve a certain thing. You can open manually. I'll teach you manually how to do that. Also, I have malas for you. I don't know how many of you know what this is. These are blessed malas. I did 2-3 days of blessings on them. Each one of you will get one. You will come forward later on and I'll give it to you. These are, later on, maybe tomorrow I will talk about a specific principle in yoga, in meditation, known as mantra, M-A-N-T-R-A. I would explain in detail what that mantra science is. So we start doing the mantra recitation, and then that's when the mala comes handy. You count with it. So this is 27 beads, and if you do it 4 times, 27 by 4 is 108. And I will also explain why 108 and what does 108 is all about tomorrow, I believe. So today we'll give you this mala, and if you have any question regarding this, and those who are already using it, if you want to know how to use it, I will explain to you how to use it, the correct way of using the mala. So it will be given to you as a part of the retreat. And I will teach you maybe 1 or 2 mantras to take home. If you already have a mantra, make sure that from now on you will deepen that mantra more. Without deepening your practice, this practice will not lead you anywhere. This may be, oh, I attended this workshop, I know a little bit, but that knowing and that attending will not do anything unless you actually make a commitment and say, no matter what, I will practice every day 10 to 15 minutes. If not morning, maybe evening. If not evening, maybe during the whenever whenever you have 15 minutes, free 15 minutes, when you are not rushing or running. So the regularity is needed in yoga. There is a sutra in Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, how important regularity is. So Patanjali is saying to make a firm ground for your practice, so that your ground is so firm, so solid, so made firm that you do not miss your practice. You do it no matter where you are, no matter what is happening. You never lose your practice. You never miss. So Patanjali says you have to observe 3 principles in order to make a firm ground. And the word for firm ground is Drida Bhumi. Drida means firm, Bhumi means ground. How to make a firm ground? The sutra is from first chapter. Satu dirgha kal nairantarya satkara sevit Drida Bhumi. Drida Bhumi, the firm ground, becomes Satu, means that practice, the practice that you undertake. Dirgha kal, you have to do it for a long time, not 1 week or 2 weeks, long time. Dirgha kal. How? Nairantarya, with the regularity, not only weekends, not only 1 week and then you miss. Regularity. Swamiji used to say regularity means without any interval. Monday to Monday, 7 days, 365 days. No weekend, no long weekend. Every day, just like you eat, you sleep, it is part of you. So Nairantarya, for a long time, Dirghakal, Nairantarya. Then third one which we all miss, Satkara Sevit, enjoying doing it, so that it would not become mechanical practice, so that it will not become so boring that you quit one day. Oh, nothing happens, oh yeah, I get so bored. Or you look something else. Then you are forever looking for something else and you never come into a practice. So Satkara Sevit means as prescribed by Sage Patanjali, you undertake this practice with 3 principles: long time, regularity, and enjoying. You enjoy doing it. When you do it every day, you will enjoy. If not today, tomorrow. That's why long time the word is given. You may not enjoy tomorrow, by tomorrow, maybe not enjoy by day after tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but slowly that joy will come because yourself will begin to enjoy, because that is your true being, true self. So by applying the practice every day, you start reaching or encountering and experiencing your true nature, true self, and then you begin to enjoy Satkara Sevit Dridabhumi. 27 beads one. You can have these are also known as wrist mala. You can wear it on your wrist if you want, whichever way. You can take it in your work or on your purse, wherever you are, you can do. Counting malas are just to count so that you do certain number at every day, so there is an evenness that you are doing at this same number every day to to calculate so that you get certain vibration of those mantras. Couple of mantras. Those who already have mantras, they deepen. Without deepening, as I said, nothing will happen. And those who are here first time or do not know the mantra, a couple of mantras I would recommend. One is universal mantra, which I will lead you through a meditation, and then few of them. Any other question before we go into joints and glands? Yes.
The aparigraha and it's no attachment, right?
Aparigraha, non-possessiveness, yeah.
And then
Steya.
shaucha is no cleansing.
Shaucha is a cleanliness.
And what's the difference?
Huh?
The difference between those two.
Shaucha, the cleanliness, being feeling a sense of purity. That is shaucha, purity. In a literal sense or in a daily life, shaucha means being tidy, keeping yourself always tidy, and wherever you live is tidy. Everything is well tidy. That is shaucha. Cleanliness, the principle of cleanliness is shaucha, and then eventually leads to the purity, feeling purity, divinity. It leads to the divinity eventually. So the definition at the first level goes into second, and then keep going into a deeper level. So eventually will lead you to the purity. So cleanliness, being tidy. My master used to tell me, make sure you are always tidy, you fold your beds, you fold everything, keep tidy, fold your clothes. So, yeah, like you are organized. So, a organized mind, a organized everything becomes a organized mind. It's an organization to your external and internal self. That is shaucha. If no question, what we'll do, let's do now the food must have been digested, because if there is a food, we cannot do much of the exercise. You will interrupt digestion. You won't be able to breathe properly, and that's where you're breathing. This is where diaphragm is. Your stomach should move when you are breathing, not the chest. If you were to do this, only this part should come forward, back and forth, not chest. This area should not move at all. So that you use all of your lungs. There is an asana called Makarasana to practice. Are these working? No, it's okay. So if food digested, now let's begin a little bit joints and glands. I want to lead you to begin with. And then after joints and glands, weight on the other legs, and then not parallel. So the way to stand, always, not only doing exercise, but wherever you are, make sure your feet are parallel and the distance between heel and the toes is equal. If you stand this way, your lower back is free from any strain. You will never ever have lower back problem, guaranteed. You are cooking in your kitchen, maybe there for hours, stand like this. Your lower back will never have any strain. Practice to stand parallel at all times, whenever, wherever you are. Out of habit you will go back, but then remind yourself, check yourself. You will do a great favor. That is the first practice in asana practice, standing properly. Second one, make sure you stand tall and in one line. So bring your hands, eyes closed for a moment, and then you feel your presence from the ground all the way up, head to toes and toes to head. And then for a moment, just breathe and feel yourself standing properly on both feet. Your weight is equally divided on both feet. You feel balanced, and tall. Then gently open your eyes. Now keep watching your breath. What are you watching? Your inhalation, your exhalation. So the first thing what we would do, come up on our toes, inhale, come up on your toes, exhale, come down. You see the balance here. Inhale, come up on your toes, all the way up, exhale, slowly come down. Inhale, come up on your toes, exhale, slowly come down. Perfect. Inhale, go up, exhale, slowly bring your heels down. Inhale, go up, exhale, down. And now your arm up, closer to your ears so that they are straight, not far apart. Same movement, inhale, come up, reach up high. हाथ सीधे करने. It's not like this, it's straight, closer to the ears, that's why I said. So, सांस अंदर, inhale, go up, exhale, come down. Inhale, go up, keep your mouth closed, breathe through the nostrils, few more times, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. These are so simple but very effective if they are done with breathing. You will realize after a week or so. This will create lots of flexibility in the body. Now your arm right in front. Make a feast and then rotate your wrists. Keep watching your breath in and out, and rotate your wrist one way and then the other way, like clockwise and then counterclockwise. Perfect. And then slowly bring it down. Now to feel, one hand right or at your navel, one on your chest. And then see which hand moves. The hand that is on your stomach, the navel, should move, not the chest. And start taking a deep breath. Inhale deeply and then exhale slowly, not holding your breath. In my tradition, for a long time, no holding your breath, because we are training our breath so that your inhalation and exhalation are regular. Feel the stomach expansion when you inhale, then not to hold, immediately exhale and watch the stomach going in, contracting as you exhale. Breathe from the stomach, diaphragm, and then bring your hands down, maintain, remember these movements, and now extend your arm on the side. Then entire arm from shoulder joints to the fingertips, you twist. Not only the elbows but the entire arm, and keep breathing. The shoulder, you feel shoulder movement, yeah, shoulder moving. Yeah, moving back and forth, and your attention with the breath that you know that you are now inhaling, you know that you are exhaling, and at the same time you are aware of the movement, whatever the movement is taking place, and relax. Bring your head down. Now shoulder rotation, this way and clockwise, counterclockwise. Keep your arm closer to your body. Keep breathing. Few times, one way, then other way around. Perfect. Relax. Now your feet a little more apart. Keep them parallel though. Now arm again on side. Then you will move from left to right and continue breathing. Not to hold the breath, go from left, right, left to right. Swing your arm from left to right. Keep your arm straight. Perfect. The important is breathing, not so much the movement, breathing. You will be surprised. It is the breath that will make the change, the difference, not movement that much. Keep moving. Swing your arm from left to right, right to left, and keep your breath going, not to hold. Inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Keep your mouth closed. And relax. Your feet a little more apart now. Now we'll rotate arms, also known as swinging. So one arm up. And you will not bend your arms. So you slowly bring it down, then another arm come up and go. Keep your face relaxed, no strain on your forehead, no strain on your face. Keep moving your arm and keep breathing. It is the breath that would make the difference. And I keep repeating it so that you really would remember, you will really understand. Slowly, if not today, tomorrow, it is the breath that will bring the transformation. It is your breathing that will create the change, make the change. And then relax. For a yoga person, one who practices yoga, he or she has a quality breath. Quality breath means deep, diaphragmatic, long, and one more important thing which I am hearing it, no sound. Breath has a no sound. And that is how your breath becomes fine and your breath becomes deep. If you are still, maybe you have a habit of that, creating that sound, or you are still using the mouth from somehow the vocal cord are still active, the air is still coming active, maybe that's why you have the sound. If you have no sound, I don't know if somebody has. If you were to ask me whether you are working out, gym, wherever, lifting, always breathe through the nostril. You will develop enough capacity to supply enough oxygen for yourself, to your system, so that you do not need to take the help of your mouth. Mouth should remain closed. We even teach the runners, you could run and not huff and puff because you are giving enough oxygen. You huff and puff because the less oxygen is there. The supply and demand is more. So when you work, gym or wherever, not much. Now extend your arm in front, continue breathing, and then you bring your fingertips on top of your shoulders, your elbows not pointing out but straight 90 degrees, and then rotate. Elbows need to be in a straight, not on side, straight. Yes. Now rotate. Elbows need to be straight, not on the side, pointing 90 degrees, and then lifting all the way up and down, breathing through the nostrils, not through the mouth. And when you are doing it, make sure your face remains relaxed. You are not using facial muscles. That's the another aspect in yoga. Remain relaxed even when you are doing your asana or hatha yoga. Unnecessarily muscles you are using, and when you use all other muscles, you are creating tension. Especially face, forehead should remain relaxed. So a few more times. And then relax. Now bring your hands on your waist. Now a little bit of it creates a little bit strain on your neck, so we'll remove that in 4 stages. Number 1, you just simply lift your head up and then bring it down. Exhale down, inhale up, few times. Keep breathing through the nostrils, never through the mouth. And then bring your head in the center. And now, from left to right, you align your chin over the shoulders. Bringing your head over one shoulder at a time. Align chin over the shoulder from left to the right and continue breathing. Not to hold your breath at any time. And then in the center, then ears over the shoulders. The ear. Not lifting your shoulder, only bringing ear as low as you can. So ear over the shoulder. Not staying, not holding. And then bringing your head in the center again. And now this time you rotate the entire clockwise, counterclockwise. Visualize a circle around your neck and then rotate. Slowly. Feel as though there is a circle on your neck and you are moving your neck into that circle. Few times, 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise. And the main thing is you breathing through the nostrils, keeping your face relaxed. Slowly bring your feet closer, 4 to 6 inches apart. Now, little bit of a lower body, starting with the balancing. So you will start with one leg at a time. If you can't bring it all the way up. The interesting thing is the moment you start losing balance, if you bring your awareness to the breath, you will immediately feel that you are comfortable. The moment you will see if you're wobbling immediately. Yeah, breath. And then bring leg down. We'll all should do this to create a balance. The technique is breath. Don't worry about if you lose your balance, let it be. Pay attention to the breath. Slowly, after few attempts, you will find that you are now able to balance. Yes?
Forcing this diaphragm out?
No, you are not forcing.
Okay.
You just simply watching. Yeah, no force. No force.
Because it's so much easier to go up and down when you're holding your balance than bringing that out.
No, you don't bring this.
Nothing.
This
It just
happens by itself. Yeah. You simply breathe. No forcing. Rather relaxing. Yoga is not a force. Yoga is just to relax yourself. The movement that is now happening, expansion of the stomach, contraction of the stomach happens by nature because of the breath. You don't do that purposely. I mean, you don't focus on doing it. So few more times. Then the other leg. If you lose balance, it's not a big deal, it's okay. The big deal to me is breath, I'm telling you. You will find that your body is much more flexible. Now bring your hands on your feet parallel. Make sure they remain parallel, 4 to 6 inches apart, depends on your body weight or height. And just rotate your lower. Just like hula hoop, they say. Clockwise few times, counterclockwise few times. focus here and breathe deep. Inhale, then slowly exhale. Let the exhalation take place by itself, so that your breath is a little bit longer, maybe 1 second longer, maybe 2 seconds long. No, not hold.
No, count. Wait, count.
No, don't count. You don't have to count. Why create one more work? No counting. Feel the movement around your stomach, the navel area. As you inhale, the stomach is expanding, and then feel the movement. The stomach is contracting in as you exhale. Just watch. And then relax. Now we'll do, maybe tomorrow I will, after this many joints and glands, we will learn maybe this afternoon. Sun salutation is one of the best exercise that you can do in the name of Hatha Yoga. If one does 3 to 6 sun salutation every day, you don't need to do any other asanas. That is how powerful it is, because provided it is done with the breath awareness. I am keep repeating myself to ingrain this thought in your mind, so that you will begin to believe it is the breath that which would make changes, difference, transformation in your body movements, in your Hatha Yoga. That's why 3 to 6 sun salutation if you do with breath awareness, coordinating with breath, inhale, exhale, you will find you don't need to do any other exercise. If you have time, you do. If you don't, just do 3 or 6. So now what we would do, crocodile, Makarasana. So lie down on your stomach, on your yoga mat. You fold your hands this way, and then your wrist, your forehead resting on your wrist. Your feet apart. Keep your feet apart. And rest your head on your wrist properly so that you are comfortable. First, make yourself comfortable to begin with. Your feet apart from 12 to 14 or 14 to 16 inches apart. Your forehead is resting on your wrist. Drop your shoulders are relaxed. Your whole body from head to toes, toes to head is relaxed. And then now you bring your awareness to your breathing. And then watch the movement of the stomach. How stomach expands when you inhale, and how your stomach contracts in when you exhale. Not to hold your breath. When you come to an end of your inhalation, immediately begin your exhalation. And when you complete your exhalation, immediately inhale. Let go of other thoughts and concerns. Bring your mind back to the breath and feel and watch the movement of the stomach as you breathe in, the stomach expanding. And as you breathe out, your stomach contracting leaves the floor. watch watch your both movements, expansion, contraction, and try to take a deep breath in. Inhale deeply and then exhale slowly. No analysis, not to think of anything, no analysis, no thinking, only practicing Makar Asana to develop a deep diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in, inhale, let your stomach expand. Then without holding the breath, you begin to exhale and watch the stomach contracting, leaves the floor. Watch the movement and watch the breath. And rest, you simply let go. Keep bringing your mind back to breath. Simply let go of everything else. You simply watch the breath and watch the movement of the stomach. Practicing crocodile Makarasana to learn deep diaphragmatic breathing. You maintain the breath awareness without disturbing your breath. Continue watching, continue breathing. Then slowly you release your hands and then turn over, roll over, and now lie on your back. Coming into Shavasana now, corpse posture. If you have a cushion, keep the cushion underneath your head and your hands alongside of the body, palms facing upward, and your feet 14 to 16 inches apart, more or less as per your height and body weight. Eyes closed again, and now continue watching your breath. This time you watch the stomach more. Watch the stomach moving, rising up as much as it can. Take a deep breath in. And there is no movement on your chest. Allow your stomach to move. And then slowly exhale. Watch the gentle fall of the stomach. And watch the gentle rise of the stomach. Not to hold your breath anywhere in between. Not to rush. This will relax, rejuvenate you completely, all your nervous system. your hands alongside of the body, palms facing upward, and mentally watch the stomach rising up when you inhale, and allow the stomach to expand like a balloon. And when you complete your inhalation, immediately begin to exhale and watch the stomach coming down slowly. Watch the movement of the stomach and let go of everything else. Maintain your breath, then slowly bring your feet together and hands also together and turn towards your left side. You can fold your left arm and use your left arm as a pillow. You can also bring your knees closer to yourself and then again go back to breath awareness. Breathe in, breathe out. Lying on your left side will open your right nostril. Remember not to hold your breath. Let it flow continuously, deeply and slowly. No jerk, no gap, no pause. You will find more flow into your right nose, right nostrils by lying on your left side. Your right nostril will open. Maintain the breath, maintain the awareness. You remain in tune with your breath awareness, not to break, not to hold your breath. And slowly, with the help of your right palm, right hand, you lift yourself, come up into your sitting position. Not too jerky, very slowly you lift yourself, so that you maintain a state of serenity. And you maintain the state of the breath, continue watching your breath. Sit on cushion if you can. Close your eyes, keep your back straight for a moment. And then watch the breath through the nostrils, keep your mouth closed. This time we'll use, if you know the mantra, you can use your mantra if you have one. If not, will all of us use universal sound principle, universal mantra known as Soham. Mentally you will repeat in your mind along with your breath as though you are breathing those two sounds. So you inhale, mentally repeat with breath the sound so. And then exhale, mentally repeating Hum. Inhale So. Exhale Hum. So hum is the sound of your very breath. So manually you are being aware of the sound of your very breath, repeating mentally along with the breath as you inhale the sound is so. Exhaling hum. If mind wanders off, or whenever mind wanders off, you bring your mind back to Soham. Focus on the sound Soham. Breathe as though you are inhaling the sound So. And exhale as though you are exhaling the sound Ha. Maintain the awareness of breath as Soham now. Remain relaxed, your spinal column straight, shoulders relaxed, your forehead and face relaxed, abdomen area relaxed. Then slowly and gently, if you can maintain the breath awareness, then slowly and gently open your eyes. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can do some questions right now. Then we'll break for a while now for lunch as it is. And then we'll come back for the next. The right nostril. Ha means the moon, the left nostril. So the whole science is Hatha Yoga means bringing the balance between Ha and Ta, bringing the balance between the sun and the moon, or also known as bringing the balance between the day and the night. The sun, when the day comes, right nostril, the night, left nostril. So that's why even when you sleep, if you have your desirable nostril open, you have a better sleep. If you are having hard time to fall asleep, digestion, right nostril is conducive. That's the word they use, conducive. One can train, that's why they say, have a schedule when you eat, when you don't eat, so your system knows, your biological clock knows, so whenever there's your lunchtime, it opens, the right nostril will open, so on and so forth. But if he is unable to is not open, and if you want to open, there are manually, like we did. If you lie down on your left side, then your right nostril open. So they say after a meal, just lie down maybe for 5 to 10 minutes on your left side. Your right nostril will be activated. You will digest your food better. They go even one more step further. It's not only digestion, but also the absorption of the prana that is taken by the body from the food. So you will have a more vitality of the food that you eat. Or if there is no place that you can actually lie down on your left, what you could do, you can make a feast and then place under your left arm, your right nostril will open. So those are the manual tricks. So if you keep your right fist under your arm, you can and then press it for 2 minutes, you will open, your right nostril will open. If you keep it on your left side, your right nostril will open. And if you have practiced enough, you can open it by concentration. You bring your concentration to your right nostril opens, and back and forth you can do. And if you practice even more, you can say to your nostril, it will open. So it's a communication that you develop. That is what the yoga is. You bring a communication, you can communicate to your body, you can communicate to your breath, you can communicate to your mind. Mind, I am going to sleep, mind will fall asleep. And we are trained in our ashram in Rishikesh. We are trained to wake up without alarm. It's a mental alarm that you tell yourself that my mind wake me up at 3, 4, 5, whatever time. So your mind will wake you up if you have that communication open. So that's what the yoga is. Control. You understand yourself and you can command whichever way you want. So that is such a enjoyable and inspirational feeling, and then it gives a total different joy of the mind. That joy is actually known as bliss. Joy increases, decreases, but the bliss never decreases. Bliss always will increase. The word for bliss is ananda. That's why Sat Chit Ananda. You remain in ananda. Ananda is that state of bliss. And as I was saying in the morning, even though some situation or circumstances in front of you that could make you maybe agitated or sad, the state of mind doesn't become sad. And then you are even more equipped to help or resolve or fix the problem or anything. You will take care of many others, those who are in that situation, because your mind is more capable and your mind is free, your mind is not affected. So if you are sad, you cannot make somebody happy. Because you are sad, you will make somebody else sad. So you have to be internally in the state of bliss, and that is what the yoga, this whole thing that we are talking about, comes together. All components you have to add, and just not too many, just one component here, one component there, and you bring all together. That is what yoga, bringing all, adding up, and then putting all that into the practice, and you are on your way to a state of bliss. So this morning what we talk now, I want to explain a little bit about what yoga talks about the mind. What is mind? Mind is an internal antah karan in Sanskrit. Antah, inner. Karana means instrument. It's an inner instrument. That's why you are unable to see. Mind is not in a physical form, so you can't see the mind. Mind is like electricity. You know the electricity is running from switch to bulb, but if you were to take the wire, you don't see electricity. But if you turn the switch on and off, you know the electricity is running. Similarly, the mind runs within yourself, from head to toes and toes to head, and even further than your head and further than your toes. Mind is vast. You can't even imagine. I will explain that on a board. So mind is electricity that runs from head to toes to head. So it's every part of you. That's where the mind is. That's how the mind knows if anything is wrong, anything happens. Mind knows, because mental faculties is there.
And through the mental faculty, there is another um, um, area of the yoga where you are able to heal through the mind by taking and invoking, awakening that part of the mind from that area, and then concentrating and then healing it from that. So it is the mind that heals. Mind has that power. Mind is the energy field in you. Um, you can be full of energy if your mind is awake. Not so much relating with the food I haven't eaten. You can go without food and yet remain absolutely energetic because of the mind. Mind is that power. And mind food is not food. Mind food is something else, which I will explain just now. So let's begin with what mind is all about. Wow, so just for your information, so that we know the faculties, like you know the word ego, identity. So ego is also mind. That's why we say your ego is hurt. What does that mean? Your mind is hurt. So in yoga, how it is explained, maybe just like this. And by the way, the word mind, M-I-N-D, mind is not used in yoga. The word for mind in yoga is chitta. If you remember the sutra that I narrated, the first sutra in Yoga Sutra, it begins with the word chitta. Yogas chitta vrittir nirodha. They never said the mind, because mind is one tiny faculty. So this is a whole of mind known as chitta, C-H-I-T-T-A. Chitta is a totality of mind. And this chitta has four faculties. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of this is chitta, means all of this is mind. So number one faculty is actually mind, known as manas, M-A-N-A-S, that which you and I know mind. So we are actually talking about this all day long. This is also known as a conscious mind. The mind that is awakened, chetan and achetan, conscious and unconscious mind. All other parts are unconscious, means we are not that much aware of them. So this is called manas, known as in English mind, but in Sanskrit called manas, M-A-N-A-S. One part of the mind. Second part of the mind is ego, known as ahamkar, H-A-M, K-A-A-R. Ahamkara means I am-ness. Aham means I, kara means ness. I am-ness, identity, which is ego, identity. I am so and so, my name is Panditji Dabral, my name is this, I am a man, I am a woman. That called ahamkar, ego, identity. That is part of the mind, because this whole is chitta, the mind. Third one is known as buddhi, B-U-D-D-H-I, known as faculty of discrimination, knows from right to wrong, or faculty of intuition, intellect. So this buddhi, like in India, in Hindi we say fix your buddhi. Nobody says fix your mind. Buddhi, theek karo, buddhi. So this is the word that we use in the highest state of yoga is samadhi. So dhi is a small form of buddhi. So they are talking about buddhi, not about the mind, not about the ahamkara, ego. So buddhi, faculty of intellect or faculty of discrimination, knows from right to wrong, discriminates. This is good or this is bad, only this part. And then the fourth one is also known as chitta, but with a small c, C-H-I-T-T-A. This chitta is known as a storehouse. What do you store? All your memories, or your samskaras, everything else, whatever you have done, the impressions of that, you store in this part of the mind, chitta. And those impressions are known as samskara. Must have heard that word, samskaras. And the samskaras do not leave the mind, they remain life after life after life after. You would be surprised if I tell you, you have the memories of past life in your mind, and you won't believe it because we don't know how to access. You can only access the memory maybe tomorrow, day after yesterday, or maybe a month before or 2 months. But 10 years ago, on this same day, on 27th of April, what did you do? You don't remember. But the memory of that is still there in your chitta. So when you practice meditation and reach to that level, you will be able to access any file you want, whether 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and so much so, even past life or many other lives. Believe it or not, but that's what yoga speaks and talks about it. Like many times maybe some of you have that experience. You go to see some great soul, some Swami, they tell you about you, and they tell what you are or what you did. How do they know? They connect to your chitta, your mind field, and they simply just know what is there. So whatever is there, they are telling you. Same way. So it's not a big deal for them, but it is a big deal for us because we get mesmerized. Wow, how do you know? So the whole technique is they connect to your storehouse where you have stored everything. If you don't store, you will never be able to recall anything. Like you can recall what you did yesterday or day before yesterday or maybe last month. How do you remember? Because you have stored the impression of any action, any karma. That's where the philosophy of karma comes into. Each karma that you perform leaves an imprint, and that imprint goes into your chitta, and those imprints then become your samskara. And if those samskaras are more rooted, deeper rooted, they become the vasanas, and then it goes on and on and on. Okay? So coming back again to their function. So number one is manas, second one is ahamkara, identity, third one is buddhi, faculty of intellect or discrimination. There is another faculty, I'll come back, and the fourth one is chitta, storehouse. This part of the mind, which is known as manas, only can receive the information, like you are receiving information from me, whatever I am saying. You can, it just gathers the information. It cannot do anything else. This part of the mind is incapable of making any decision. And unfortunately, we have more access to this mind. That's why we take long time to take the decision because we don't know whether we are making right decision. And you go back and forth because this mind is the one that does sankalp, vikalpatmakam, manas. Shall I do that? Shall I go? Shall I not do it? So it goes into that, it remains into that fluctuation at all times and receives the information, and that is this part of the mind, manas. Then ahamkara is only one function, and that is identity. It identifies with things. You can identify it's sun, it's raining, this is my friend, I am so and so, this is red, this is right. So identification happens from this part of the mind. So it's all to do with the mind. Then the fourth one, buddhi, this is the part that can make the decision. And if one has the access to this part of the mind, which is known as buddhi, you will be able to make decision quicker and better and correct. Because this part is also known as the faculty of intuition. Intuition comes from somewhere else, but comes through the buddhi. And buddhi is, this part of the mind is considered as a mirror. So the intuition reflects on the mirror of buddhi, and that is how you get access to the intuition. And because since this is mirror, so it depends on how dusty your mirror is, that is how better. If it is cleaner, you have better access of the intuition. If it is dusty, you will have very less access. Like a mirror, if it is dusty, you can't see yourself. So this is that buddhi. Intuition comes from Atman, the self. Atman reflects on the mirror of the buddhi, and that is how you become able to make decisions, have intuition, access to intuition, and make decisions, and faculty of intellect, and so on. This is the purest and finest part of the mind. Samadhi happens through this mind, and this is the mind that makes the connection. The breath makes connection to this part of the mind, and this part of the mind makes connection to the Atman, to the self, where self-realization takes place with the help of the buddhi. This is the purest one, and this is the purest because this is the closest to the Atman. These are far apart from the Atman. Then comes Chitta, which I explained already. It is a storehouse, and this storehouse gets bigger every day because we keep storing memories. All the memories are there, good or bad, right or wrong, in the form of an impression. Like if now I have seen you, I met you, if I see you tomorrow or maybe a month later, I won't recognize you. How do I recognize? Because the impression of you are gone into my mind. If I delete that impression, I will not recognize you because there is no impression. So this part of that mind stores all the memories, all the impressions, from which every impression becomes samskara. And every samskara then plays a role in our life. Like we say, it's my samskaras. And that's why each one of us are human beings, but each one of us are different because each one of us have a different thinking process, different samskaras, what you have stored, and that is why we all are, each individual is totally different. That's how mind functions. So through the practice of, and then this is all known as chitta, and that's why definition is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. The vritti means the wave. Wave means the thoughts. They are keep fluctuating, keep running one after the other. So having control over the waves of the chitta is yoga. How do you control? How do you have control over those modifications and those chitta, the wave? By getting access to the buddhi. And then buddhi, and because you have the access to this buddhi, faculty of intellect, and discrimination. You discriminate from good and bad, right and wrong, and makes the decisions. That is how you have the control over the waves of the mind. This is known as an ocean. The entire chitta is considered as an ocean. And you know the ocean, it has waves, and waves are always random, just like random thoughts. There is no set pattern how the thoughts will run into your mind. They are all random, one after the other, and you have no control, just like the waves on the ocean. So you cannot, the question can come, if I can't control, what's the point of meditating? Why do I meditate? Why do I waste my time? So that's why it says this is an ocean and has waves here, waves here. So by with the process of meditation, techniques of meditation, you are taking a dive into the ocean known as chitta. So those who are scuba divers, they can tell you, the deeper they go into the ocean, there are no waves. So deeper they go, the ocean becomes still. And the still. Concentrated mind means you have trained manas, ahamkara, chitta, and have complete access to buddhi. So all they come together. That is what concentrated dharana, the word sixth rung in yoga, dharana. forever gone as long as you don't create more samskaras. And you possibly not create more if you have a attainment here at the state of buddhi, like samadhi and so on. Then samskaras will no longer bind you. Samskaras is a binding force, they bind you. So the whole idea of samskaras is the bondage of the karma. Freeing yourself from the bondage of the karma. We all are bound by karma. All has to do with karma or samskaras. That's the whole philosophy of life, of yoga or any other philosophy you talk about. Yeah, these are golden chains, they say. So you have to undo by the practice of meditation, by the practice of deep meditations. And there are other factors which I'll talk tomorrow, like mantra and so forth. Then you are constantly burning or cutting the chain of the samskara and freeing yourself. So freedom, free.
Is it true that the number of kids that you have, you're paying karma from the previous world?
Yeah, not only number of kids, but everything, whoever you have in this lifetime, whether a spouse, the parents, siblings, everybody is joined to you in this lifetime with the karmic pool. We all have some karma to deal with each other, and that's why you are here to pay the debts of those karmas. So that's how the philosophy goes. Yeah. We can talk about it, then you will be totally philosophical course. Yeah.
So we needed a course on
In
that.
2 days, it
We're
was,
not in a course on that.
that's why I was saying this morning when I came, what to present, what not to present. There's so much. So I want to say things that everybody is together. You understand, they understand. One who never been here, one who knows more, and all of that I want to bring so that it becomes a matter of practice rather than simply matter of intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding may satisfy you, but will not lead you anywhere. Only the practice of meditation will lead you, will open the path, and will undo the chain, and then will make you to go here and experience the intuition and more of your true nature, which we were talking about, ever free, ever pure, ever wise. What that is all about, you will only really experience when you undertake the practice. So there's two ways of knowing. One is intellectual. Oh, I understand, I know. You can come here, give a nice lecture, but you never practice. That is one knowing. And the second knowing, when you experience that knowing, and that only happens by undertaking the practice. From a small amount like what we did for next 3 to 6 months, if you do, you will build a nice firm ground for yourself. And then when the ground is built, then you can make the castle out of that foundation with adding more practices. So that is one way. Chitta. So it's all with the chitta vritti. So you want to undertake a practice that you can delete, have control over all your vrittis. Your interest, like, dislikes, all are known as vrittis. Your personality is built or made of all vrittis. That's why each one of us have different personality. We act, we respond out of our samskaras.
How? Can you explain that more? Can you go into detail?
Your likes, your dislikes, your direction of life is built because of your personality. Something you like, I don't like. That's maybe not. It's not in my samskaras. It's not in my personality. Yeah. Some food you like, some food you don't like. Why? You should be like all the food. It's all the samskaras. So like, dislikes is based on samskaras.
Past.
Past, absolutely.
And current.
Since you have asked, I will explain just tiny bit about the philosophy of karma.
So when the gurus in the Himalayas, in the caves, does that mean they have no karma to pay? That's why they're so secluded and in a good place where we're living life amongst people who are poking us?
When one is free from the karma, doesn't matter where you live. You can live right here, you can live right in Manhattan, you can live in the cave, does not really matter. Yeah, so you can decide. Or when you have karma, you can live anywhere, you still pay the debts you still suffer, you still encounter, you still face and so on. So just tiny little bit about the philosophy. I won't go in detail, but just touching base what this is all about. Karma comes from the root called kri, Sanskrit verb root kri. Kri means to do. So to do means anything. If I lift this, this is also to do. So any movement that is done by you comes under karma, because kri, to do. Then there are three types of karmas. It goes on and on. One is called prarabdha karma. P-R-A-prarabdha, prarabdha karma. Second one is known as samchit karma. S-A-N-C-H-I-T-A, sanchit karma. And the third one is known as kriyamana karma. Kriyamana, M-A-N-A, and then karma. So number one is prarabdha karma. What is prarabdha karma? The karma that are responsible for you to be born. Prarabdha karma. Like you said, past life. So yes, those are known as prarabdha karma. Interestingly, this prarabdha karma are the karmas where you have no say, you cannot do anything. You will have to go through prarabdha karma, whether they are pleasant or unpleasant or both. You cannot change, you cannot do anything. If it is painful, you will go through a painful period of time to pay the debts of prarabdha karma. If it is a pleasant, you will go through a pleasant period of time. So both, mixture of pain, pleasure, good or bad, prarabdha karma. Again, prarabdha karmas are the karmas that made you to be born. Why? So that you can finish the debts of prarabdha karma. So this life is a fruit of prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karmas are predestined. You can't make any change. They are destined. But these last two karma, you have complete freedom. You can do whatever you want. You can delete just like this. And you don't have to go through them because you have deleted. What is the sanchit karma? Second one. S-A-N-C, sanchit, C-H-I-T-A. Sanchit means deposited. You have performed them, but those set of karmas have not yet been activated. They are being deposited in your account. So you are not receiving any effect of them. They are not doing anything to you. Just like some money you have in your bank account is there. You are not spending, you are not doing anything, it's sitting there. Similarly, these set of karmas are samchit. Samchit means stored karma. And you are free, you have free will to delete those karmas. You can completely delete. These are the karmas that you can burn into the fire of knowledge. The third one is known as kriyaman. Kriyaman means the karma that you are performing at this very lifetime. So make sure you want to perform a karma so that next lifetime, whatever your prarabdha is, a good prarabdha, so that you have more pleasure than pain, or much more pleasure than very less pain. That is where the freedom you have in this lifetime to perform these kriyaman karma as per your wish, as per your will, as per your freedom. Here no freedom, complete freedom, absolute freedom. You can do whatever you want. It's free will the God has given you. There is no predestined here. And samchita is stored. They haven't been activated, so you don't want them activated. Rather, you want to delete them. So complete control over the destiny you have. And whatever you have, you came with this lifetime with an understanding, with some great meditation and so on. you can live your prarabdha karma life. Yes.
What decides the predestined prarabdha karma?
Huh?
Is it our actions that decide? What decides prarabdha karma?
This kriyamana becomes your prarabdha. When one leaves this planet, the other thing is, like we say, how long we live depends on how long your prarabdha karmas are. So a person lives in this planet as long as you have your prarabdha. Philosophy says when your prarabdha is done, you leave this planet. Then you wait for whatever karma you have done, they become your prarabdha. So it's like a chain. And that is what freedom, self-realization or moksha means. Get out of that chain of karma. That which is constantly rotating. Saying says, Nichair gacchati. Oh, what does it mean? Nichair gacchati uparicha dasha chakrame nikramena means this wheel of life, this rotates up and down, up and down, up and down. So moksha, salvation or liberation means come out, get out of that wheel and you are totally merged into the absolute. No more avagaman means no more birth, rebirth anymore. You are absolutely free. Otherwise what will happen? Your kriyamana, whatever you have done, then they become stored, and whatever are stored, they become prarabdha, and whatever prarabdha you are born again, then you do your kriyamana again, then you deposit them, then you become prarabdha. So you are always forever in this cycle, back and forth, birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth, birth and rebirth. So that is what the concept of moksha, concept of liberation, concept of freedom is all about. And little freedom that you have, you can delete them if you want, you can do whichever kind of karma you do, so that you have desirable prarabdha. You can create your own prarabdha. Just like you can create in your world, you can make a desirable house, you can buy a desirable vehicle, you can have a desirable clothing. Similarly, you can have a desirable prarabdha completely on your hand. That's how the philosophy of karma works, in nutshell.
And samskaras come from Panchita karma?
Samskara is coming from this kriyamana karma becomes impression, they become samskara, and each karma you deposit, and the deposit karma becomes prarabdha. So it goes same way, from here to here, back and forth.
And it's vasana when it's in sanchita?
Huh?
And it becomes a vasana when it's like deposited, or?
No, yeah, they become samchita when it becomes vasana, yeah, both. So that's a nutshell of karma. So this whole thing is like a puzzle known as a life. So you put the piece of puzzle in a way, so you understand a little bit of karma, you understand a little bit of how many karmas are there, then meditation, then the faculty of the mind, all of them, then the whole picture is in front of you, and then you undertake a practice of meditation, and then you know what is happening, and then with that inspiration that you are burning, you are clearing, you are reaching, with that inspirational frame of mind, you practice, and then you clear, and then you experience at the same time, and then you go on and with the practice. And then you gain control, you gain clarity, you gain intuition, you gain understanding, you gain capacities, spiritual capacities, you have the foreseeing through the intuition and so forth. And then that gives you experience, a proof, pramana. There are many type of proof. So one is the pratyaksha pramana, means first-hand experience. And then anumana pramana, what I am saying, you are receiving as an information. You believe it or not, believe it, it's up to you. So that is your anuman pramana, because you have heard, you have read scriptures. And that anuman pramana then becomes pratyaksha pramana, a first-hand experience. And that's how the spiritual journey begins. The spiritual journey to encounter your spiritual self. Then all that doesn't really matter. Then you just simply see as a part of the cycle of the life, and then it doesn't affect you anymore. You just simply see, like just like watching a movie. You don't get involved with the movie. You simply enjoy watching, and then you laugh at it, and you just perform accordingly, and you simply watch as just like a movie is playing. As the analogy is said in some of the scripture, this whole world is like a theater, and we all are acting. Each one of us is given a life span to act, and then it is up to you how good actor you are to act the movie of this very life. And this is all there is. And then you enjoy life actually. You understand, and you don't get too tense about it. You don't get too confused about it, because you know, and you know these puzzles, the pieces where they fit, and you have a amazing understanding, and you move forward, and it is absolutely meaningful, and it is absolutely enjoyable. There is no confusion. Our rishis, the sages like Patanjali and so forth, they actually have done this map so well explained. It is unbelievable. We don't actually have to do anything. All we have to do, you and I, just sit and spend time in practicing. You don't even have to figure it out. It's just there. So those rishis were amazingly genius. Those who knew. And how did they knew? By deep in samadhi. And you will know when you reach into deep samadhi. The mystery of life will come in front of you. Okay? So that is one way. Second is, this we were talking about physical body and about the food. That why I want to conclude, because when the Kriya Yoga part, again related with the karma, Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga means yoga in action. Every action, every movement, even starting your car, driving, can be a Kriya Yoga. Cooking in your kitchen, chopping the vegetables, making tea or anything, can be a Kriya Yoga. Your perception will change. And then imagine how enjoyable cooking, driving, talking, working, everything becomes. Because it's Kriya Yoga. Yoga in action. And yoga of action. Every yoga is a part of your action. Action means movement, any movement. Some movement may have meaning, some movement may not have meaning, but every movement then becomes meaningful because it's part of yoga. And that yoga means combining you, bringing you in together with your own self. That is Kriya Yoga. So Patanjali says in his second chapter, first sutra, that tapaswadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani kriya yoga. Like niyamas, those are the same principle. Number one, tapas, T-A-P-A-S, tapas, swadhyaya, tapas, swadhyaya and Ishvara pranidhana. Ishvara pranidhana. So the sutra is tapas, swadhyaya, Ishvara pranidhanani, kriya yoga. Kriya yoga, it becomes when you apply these three. Or Kriya Yoga consists of these three principles. If you apply bring these three principles and live your life at daily basis and remember these when you move into the world, then your movements are Kriya Yoga, yoga in action and yoga of action. Tapas, again, Swamiji explains, voluntarily discomfort in life, or any discomfort that comes, any discomfort where your expectation didn't meet, or your wanting didn't meet, that all comes under tapas. If you take that as a part of tapas, then your mind will no longer be affected, your mind will no longer be agitated, and you will not get angry upon anything that did not happen, what you have planned, what you have asked for, because if nothing did not work, you simply you simply practice it as a part of your tapas. Such as I said in the morning, if you use 2 pillows, for some reason you had only 1 pillow, you don't start complaining or thinking, oh, how am I going to sleep? You just simply say, okay, this is my tapas, and sleep with 1 pillow, and chances are you will actually sleep better with 1 pillow or normal with 1 pillow, because it is tapas. A person of a spiritual journey known as sadhaka or a spiritual practitioner, he or she takes everything as a part of his or her tapas to purify. What is tapas means? Purification. You are purifying yourself. You are constantly washing off all the samskaras from your chitta. Why do you react? Because of the certain samskaras. Why do you become agitated? Because of your impressions from your chitta. So tapas is a way in which you are constantly purifying your personality. So personality traits, each one of us have personality traits. That is how we behave. So personality have many traits. So one day your personality will be clear crystal. You will no longer have personality as such. Persona, where the word comes from. Because of by applying tapas in daily life, you are constantly wiping it off, you are constantly washing, you are constantly purifying your personality by tapas and by the principle of bringing Kriya Yoga into your daily life. So that is Kriya Yoga. Tapas. Then second comes Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means study of the self. You gather literature, you associate yourself to where you have an opportunity to do Swadhyaya, self-contemplation. Contemplating upon some philosophy, contemplating upon something that uplifts your consciousness to the higher level. That is called Swadhyaya. Literal meaning of Swadhyaya means studying by your own. Studying by your own simply means the study of the self. The study of the self. So one associates himself or herself to that which is conducive to your Kriya Yoga path. That which conducive to your spiritual life. That which is conducive to your spiritual journey. That is called Swadhyaya. And then third one is Ishvara Pranidhana, accepting and surrendering to the higher force, whatever force that may be. Could be a nature, could be a personalized God. That's what the meaning of Ishvara means, personalized God, Ishvara or the Lord. Surrendering to that entity or Brahman, everything. All your tapas, all your swadhyaya, all your Ishvara Pranidhana, that gives you a sense of freedom. That gives you a sense of like you have taken off the weight out of your shoulders. Somebody else is taking care of your spiritual business because of Ishvara Pranidhana. And all the practices that you are doing, tapas or swadhyaya, if any hurdle or anything that you face, any difficulty, Ishvara Pranidhana will take care of it. You will be free. You practice, you offered, and you are free. You no longer have a thought, why my tapas didn't work, why my swadhyaya is not working. Ishvara Pranidhana, you practice, you surrender, and you keep moving. That gives you an amazing sense of freedom. Amazing sense of freedom. You have to experience it. I don't know how to explain when one undertakes the principle of Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana then becomes like somebody is watching over you. There is some spiritual force or spiritual Shakti, whichever you call, some spiritual, like here they talk about angels, or some Shakti within yourself, or some spiritual power, many but in a plain words, that there's something within yourself gives you that sense of freedom. You no longer are responsible of any these practice, whether they work, whether they don't work. You simply live your life with these principles, tapas, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhana, and a sense of clarity of the mind you receive, a sense of that aspect of the mind which we explained, buddhi, comes forth. So that is what Kriya Yoga is, and it goes on and on. Then yamas and niyamas are brought back again into this practice. What is tapas? They go in detail, Patanjali, and then what is swadhyaya, and what is ishvara pranidhana, so on and so forth. Such as, yes?
Oh, excuse me, sir.
All these, like, these days I hear people, breaking the habit pattern, like, these smoking or drinking, or somebody wants to lose the weight and so on. It's very difficult, and they always fail. But if you come back to this Kriya Yoga and undertake, this is my tapas, it will give you a different perception, and you will have this is a spiritual approach, and then thereby you are positive. Even if you fail, even if it did not work, you will not become negative about it. It gives you a positive outcome, and you remain positive because you look forward for next practice of tapas. You look forward for next step of swadhyaya, and it's never ending. And that is how then you gain a certain confidence, and any failure will not make you quit. Any failure will not make you like you are sad or you are depressed. No room for depression, any kind. No more room for any sadness, because it's tapas, it's swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhana, and then back and forth, ishwar pranidhana. One time I was with Swamiji traveling somewhere in Europe, I think it was Germany. Yeah, he was in Germany, so I was sitting in front seat, he was in the back, and we got caught in a traffic. So he could feel that I am becoming a little uncomfortable with the traffic and so on. So he softly from the back seat tells me, he said, "This is the only jam that is not sweet." That's all he said. All other jam that you eat on your bread, they are sweet. He says, "This is the only jam, traffic jam." He says, "Relax, this is the only jam that is not sweet." So it's a philosophy. It's the philosophical. Then your life becomes a philosophical life. A lot of people think, oh, you can't live philosophical life because philosophical life doesn't relate to the real reality. If you know this, it directly, absolutely relates to your daily life. In a household, all these relationships, all these work and achieving, non-achieving, planning, building, success, failing, all of that will be just part of living, because you have, and you feel a certain confidence and somebody that is guiding. And who is guiding? Your Ishvara Pranidhana. There is a sutra in Yoga Sutra, actually. The question were asked, is there a easiest way to reach to Samadhi, where you don't have to practice any Kriya Yoga or any Ashtanga Yoga and just forget, I don't want to do anything, just give me one practice that would give me Samadhi. So the sutra is, I think it's also from the second chapter, the sutra is Ishvara Pranidhanadva. Ishvara Pranidhanadva means just by surrendering everything A to Z to Absolute, you will reach Samadhi. Then you don't need to practice any tapas, any swadhyaya. With a complete trust, we do surrender here and there. We think, yeah, there is some God, and they say, oh God, I am surrendering. But we are actually not totally surrendering. Surrendering means you have then No more question at all. No more doubts. We do surrender, but at the same time we have doubt. What if? What if? That what if is a barrier that does not allow us to practice Ishvara Pranidhanad Va. It's a complete sutra, independent sutra that says just by practicing Ishvara Pranidhana Va means one can receive self-realization, one can achieve samadhi, and that is simply absolute, complete surrender. And it's not easy. Ishvara Pranidhan, as easy as it looks and as easy as it sounds, only one sutra, I can do that. It is the most difficult because our identity, ego comes. Our manas have associated thoughts will come. Our buddhi, which is clouded through the chitta, will come and will fail and will not have a complete surrender. And we will have so much, we have doubts. How do you know? A lot of people ask me if I tell them, yeah, this is, how do you know? And there is no way of telling them, how do I know? You will have to experience. Just like maybe sugar. If I were to give you sugar and you never tasted sugar, and I would say this is sugar, would make any difference? Would not make any difference. And then I go explaining about every chemistry and how science, how the sugar is made, this, that, blah, 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 blah. It still won't make sense. You will still not know what sugar is. What is the easiest way? Taste. You don't need to know chemistry. You don't need to know how they make it. You don't need to know what it is. Taste it and you will know what sugar, how does sugar taste. You will experience. Similarly, Ishvara Pranidhana works. And to me, my experience over the years, what I have been practicing and teaching and so on and so forth, these are helpful aids to give us this sense of what Ishvara Pranidhan. And these are the helpful, all three, to really relate to every aspect, every move that I make, every step that I go, and think that it is part of the Kriya Yoga, yoga in action. Life becomes very enjoyable, meaningful and easy, and yet at the same time you are developing the spiritual self. You are getting in touch more with your spiritual self. Then you clearly realize your spiritual self and your non-spiritual self. Non-spiritual self is totally clouded and affected by all the samskaras and so on, and then you bring both together. Non-spiritual merges into a spiritual, and then it becomes a spiritual self. That is the whole gist of knowing what yoga science is. That is what yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. That is what the dhyanam nirvishayam mana. You are no longer distracted. You can meditate at any given time, at anywhere. Swamiji's favorite word used to be, you can meditate right in Manhattan, means symbolically saying busiest street. The people can be honking. He used to tell me actually, but I never tried it. But he used to tell me that when he is meditating, I can play drums right next to his ear and he won't hear. How is that possible that he will not hear? You can argue. His ears will hear because ears are instruments. And the job of the ears is to listen. But mind is no longer there. So if you disconnect mind from the senses, senses have no capacity. Just like a lot of times, you are at home and you are so busy or preoccupied and phone rings, you don't know. Or doorbell rings, you do not know. That's why the mind is known as the king of senses. There are 10 senses. Out of 10 senses, the king is the mind. If you withdraw the mind, senses have no capacity whatsoever. Your eyes will not be able to see, will not register. Your ears will not be able to hear. You will not know it at all. That is what we were doing in the beginning. I led meditation to withdraw the mind, sense withdrawal, which is known as pratyahara. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, fifth rung of yoga. Pratyahara. pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawing the senses from the world and bringing it back to you, and then practicing. They will go back because that's how we have trained our senses from the beginning, you know. So that takes time, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the breathing and the postures and so on. Then slowly your senses, your mind understand, your senses will understand, they come back to you, and then you start enjoying meditation. That's why they say, Dirghakal, you have to meditate for a long time. That's how the journey begins, or that's how it is designed.
Is it like sleeping?
No. In sleep, you are not aware. In meditation, you are aware.
But you don't hear.
Yeah, you don't hear, but in sleep, there is nothing is happening. There is no development. Sleep is a state where you are not making any progress, any kind. Yes, you don't hear. Sure, because you are sleeping. But in meditation, you are awake and you are moving, making progress into your spiritual self, in your spiritual journey. So there are two different states. Sleeping and meditation are two different worlds altogether. You don't want to replace sleep with meditation. Otherwise, you will sleep, yes, and sometimes you will have a good sleep, sometimes you may not have a good sleep. But in meditation, you will always have a good meditation if you keep practicing. And sleep is based on, sleep is based on negation. Means you are unaware, totally unaware. In meditation, you are aware of the self. In meditation, you are aware of the progress that you are making. So
Inside, not outside.
yes, it's all inside. It's all inside. And that which is outside is also a reflection of that which is inside. Yes. Yes.
Don't they talk about meditation in that delta phase of falling asleep?
Yeah, delta wave, yeah, you can.
So isn't that what she's referring to, like you're about to fall asleep, you're that meditative state, isn't that the same realm?
No. If you remain in that delta state, then it is. But then you cross, then you go into a sleep where you are totally unaware.
Are you in the delta state when you're meditating?
You can produce delta state, yes. Absolutely. And yet you remain aware.
And when you say withdraw the mind, which mind you're talking about? The
The conscious mind. Because the conscious mind is the mind that you are aware of. Oh, maybe in my home, did I leave my dryer on? Oh, the stove, this, that. Oh, 5 o'clock, I will drive. There will be traffic. So that chit-chattering mind that receives the information, you withdraw that to you. Bring it back. How would you bring it back? You need a focal point. What is the focal point? Watch the breath. Watch the breath. Alone watching the breath creates miracle. Even though we all are breathing, the people, those who are not aware of meditation, they are also breathing. Everybody is breathing because we are breathing beings. But if you start being aware of that meditation, that breathing, if you watch the breath, alone watching creates a miracle. Because then the training of the breath begins. Then you begin to, your breath becomes deeper, your breath becomes longer, and that very breath which you are consciously watching connects you to the mind, and then body and mind are connected with that thread called breath. That is how important breath is. Breath is a life force. What more can I say about it? And that life force, if you train, you could do wonders. Swami Rama used to say, you could do wonders with the breath. By later on pranayama, but just by knowing that you are breathing. Even in sleep, try that sometime. If you are unable to fall asleep, if you are too tired, go into shavasana right on your bed and watch your stomach moving up and down. You will sleep within 5 minutes. Because what is happening? Your nervous system getting relaxation. Any fatigue that is gone deep into your nervous system or even all the way to your bones, you are releasing that stress. You are releasing that stress from there. Your sympathetic, especially parasympathetic nervous system, that which is responsible for relaxation. meditation happens in parasympathetic nervous system. Left nostril leads you to the parasympathetic nervous system. So they are all absolutely relaxed. So you go deeper into a sound sleep. So much so, I will just throw the word out and tomorrow explain. There is a sleep known as beyond sleep. Have you ever heard it? Turiya, yes, that's the word Turiya. Fourth state of sleep. There are four states of consciousness, wakeful state of consciousness that you and I are at the moment. Then comes the dreaming state of consciousness. You dream. You don't directly sleep, you have to go through dream. So that is called Swapna Avastha, dreaming state of consciousness, from waking state of consciousness. Then the third one is sleeping state of consciousness, Supta Avastha, that is your sleeping. And then once in a while, if you go deep into that actual sleep, then it is known as fourth state of sleep, or also known as Turiya state of sleep. That state lasts maybe for a few seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, not more than that. Maximum maybe 7 seconds. And whenever that happens, you become aware of it. You know what that you went into that state. Okay, any questions? It's all wacky. Yes, sir.
You talked about the four factors of the mind. Can you elaborate on ego a little more? Ego is like selfness or self-identity.
Yes.
It's like some ego is important or normal to have. What do you differentiate bad ego or is all ego bad?
No, not all ego bad. As long as ego remains to identity that you are, it is a good ego, because that is the ego that sets the goal. I want self-realization, or I want to achieve something. I want to open certain business. I want to create an empire. That ego, that which leads you to achieving something, it is emphasized. You have to have, you should have that ego. Otherwise you won't identify yourself. That is why it's known as ahamkar. Ahamkara means I amness. Who you are, that is your ego. That ego is emphasized and encouraged to have. If that ego becomes a barrier in knowing the knowledge or gaining the knowledge, then that ego is going into a wrong direction, because then it creates a barrier to your buddhi. Then it becomes like, they say, it's like a curtain in front of your buddhi. Then that ego is gone. Then that ego hurts. Then that ego will allow you to because of the curtain of the buddhi, so therefore you will block the knowledge, you will block gaining the knowledge, it will block you gaining the access from the buddhi, intuition and so on, and that ego is bad. That is also known as ahamkar, and that ahamkara is like a giant ego becomes into you, and that blocks everything totally.
But then it has to pull off in order to get somebody, right?
Huh?
But like it's supposed to pull off at some point. Like
Yeah, so
as the
that is
other
why
types
these,
of
yeah, exactly. That is why these tools are, these meditation, yoga, all these practices, so that that ego doesn't go in a wrong direction rather than going into a right direction. As long as you know you are who you are, as a name, whatever name you have, or man, woman, this is what I want.
Well, in delta, right? In delta sleep, so there's like no identification, there's no memory, so chitta goes, and like I-ness goes, right? So and then like were people able to become like kind of like unaware of awareness?
No. You are just simply unaware. Chitta is still there. Identity is still there. Because of the delta wave, you are unaware of all, but everything is present. Because you are unaware, therefore everything else is not making any, is not helping you. Whereas if it is only delta wave in the state of meditation, and even deeper than delta wave in the state of meditation, all buddhi and the intuition and all are helping because you are aware. So awareness is the one that leads you, not the unawareness leads you. So that is why in yoga, sleep is considered as a wave vritti, and yoga is control over the vrittis.
And yoga nidra?
That is what yoga nidra is a total separate subject altogether. They developed that so that you are not spending time in sleep. Yoga nidra is a conscious sleep where you are aware yet you are asleep. So it's a totally different from actual sleep which you and I do every night. It's a throwing concept from here and there because there is not much time. Yeah. Any more question? I just want to explain a little bit about the bodies so that we understand. Tomorrow I have to give you mala today, which is somebody asked me what do we mean by blessed mala. Blessed mala simply means like you activate your card, credit card. When you receive a credit card, you can't use it unless you activate, even though you have a credit card, but it's not working. So once you activate, it works. Same card. Similarly, mala is energized through a certain mantras are there. So you enforce the energy of the mantras into the mala. So mala is quote unquote blessed. Just like you receive blessings. Oh, I got blessings from. What does that mean? It means certain divine good energy you receive within yourself. That's why the entire meditation, all that you're receiving some divine energy from within yourself. So I'll give you the malas. Tomorrow, actual practice will begin. I'm going to teach you some mudras that you can do at the daily basis. Tomorrow is based on the Tantra, T-A-N-T-R-A, Tantra, and where we will do a little bit of the chakra. I will explain chakra system, and then little more how to meditate on these chakras, maybe all the chakras or a certain chakra, which chakra is safe to meditate, which chakra is not safe alone to meditate. You will have to have 3-4 chakras. We'll explain that, and then I will give the gist so that you can undertake a 15 to 20 minutes of practice that will consist of the little bit of chakra, little bit of little pranayama, special pranayama known as alternate nostril breathing pranayama. I highly recommend because it is a purification pranayama, channel purification, alternate nostril breathing. In Sanskrit, in yoga, called Nadi Shodhanam. Nadi, there are channels that takes the energy from head to toes, toes to head, the mental energy, the mind field, and there are 72,000 nadis. So these 72,000 nadis are, blocked with the emotions and so on. So we need to clear so that the prana and the mental faculty can flow completely. So there is a pranayama sages have developed known as Nadi Shodhanam, the purification of nadis or channel purification. I will teach you that easiest method, and then couple of pranayamas that are helpful in the chakra meditation, and couple of mantras. Chakra mantra I will explain or also teach you tomorrow. So tomorrow because it's sunny, so tomorrow we'll begin with yoga. Maybe have a little less breakfast tomorrow, so that we'll do a little bit yoga, and then followed by a little pranayama, and then little meditation. Then we'll talk, and then after talking, then I will introduce you the chakras, mudras. There are 3-4 mudras like prana mudra, apana mudra, vayu mudra, surya mudra, varun mudra, prithvi mudra. There are many, but few of them I will explain and relate to the chakras, how it is, and then maybe a little bit more of what one chakra, what the chakra means, what do they mean to me, to you, and why do I actually meditate? What's the whole point? What are the issues or relation with the chakras? What would I gain? So we'll do that tomorrow. So tomorrow will be, today is just simply building all this and getting into the actual practice. And feel free to ask any question you want, so that when you go home you have a little understanding. My answers are authentic because it's all coming from what I have studied. I've been teaching for last 28 years. My master is Swami Rama, who taught me, who brought me to this country, US. So all I quote from the scriptures, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and all other scriptures, and then give you the authentic information of the teachings. Okay? And it's not me, it's whatever I've been taught, I am simply sharing it. And I am happy to share whatever I can. Just an analogy of this physical body, the whole system in the Tantra and also yoga is known as 5 shells or 5 sheep. Sanskrit name is Panchikaran. 5 shells or sheep or layers, easiest way of saying 5 layers. So let's make a 5 layers with the body. The outer one. Number 1, 2. You don't need more food because food is related to this body that you and I can touch and feel and beautify, wash and so forth. But all other bodies are inactive. That's why we are not yet fully aware of our spiritual self and the mental faculty, the buddhi and so forth. So this whole system is known as kosha, sheath. So we'll begin with the outer layer, which is this body. Interestingly enough, even though the outer layer is bigger, I made, but it's actually other way around. The outer, the layer is actually the smallest layer of the body. This physical body is the smallest, and the second one after physical is twice as the previous one. So it keeps getting twice as long. Okay? So number 1, physical body is known as body made of food. So easy. So that's why you have to eat food. You can't say, well, I don't want to eat food, I want to lose weight. You will deteriorate after some time. You will develop serious condition if you don't eat. Good food, proper food, but has to be given food. Why? Because this body is made of food. This body receives energy and sustains only by the food because it is made of food known as Annamaya Kosh. Anna means food. Annamaya. Annamaya Kosh. So food, only for this body. And if you really understand and practice, your appetite will be bigger, but the quantity of food will decrease. Why? Because this body can only have certain amount of food. We eat more because we do not feel satisfied. Why? Because all other bodies are starving. To feel a fulfilled feeling, you have to eat more because we are only aware of this. So this body, first layer is known as Annamaya Kosh, body made of Anna, grain, food. Anna means grain. So you must give Anna to this body. Then within that, second layer of the body is known as body made of Prana, Pranamaya Kosh. So in order to fulfill and give food to this body, you have to develop prana force. That's where the breathing practice comes into. Deep diaphragmatic breathing, long breath, certain pranayama, nadi shodhanam and so forth. You will give food to this body and you will feel full, you will feel energetic. With a less amount of food, because this body is now more awakening. So body made of prana known as Pranamaya Kosh. Maya means made of. Prana, P-R-A-N-A, Prana, Maya, M-A-Y-A, Pranamaya Kosh, K-O-S-H-A. So that is Pranamaya Kosh. Like sages in the Himalayas, they hardly eat, but they are still alive. Everything else, whether their blood pressure, this, that, everything functions well. How? The doctors or scientists, they sometimes are surprised how is possible. Through the prana, they eat prana food, and they heal their physical body with the prana, because the pranamaya kosha is fully intact. Now the third layer, that is after prana, known as body made of mind. Manomaya kosha, mana, body made of mind. Manomaya, Manomaya, Manomaya kosha, body made of mind. So mind faculty, by contemplation, by certain practices with the help of the mind, visualization which comes in the chakras, by certain mantra recitation, by dwelling on those sound vibration principles, you are energizing, you are activating the mental mind body. So mind body is also absolutely filled. That is how one feels full of energy. Those sages in the Himalayas or everywhere, they are so energetic, they can run, they can walk, and they have hardly eaten any. They are full of energy because all other bodies doesn't need the actual food. This is the food they eat. So pranamaya, and then comes the manomaya, body made of mind, manomaya kosha. And then the fourth layer is known as body made of intellect, buddhi, known as vijnanamaya kosha. Vijnana, the finest part of the mind, vijnana, where you have a, vijnana means where the knowledge is, jnana. Vi is a prefix, is special knowledge, is spiritual knowledge, vijnana. So vijnanamaya, V-I-J-A-N-A, vijnana, M-A-Y-A, vijnanamaya kosha. And when your vijnanamaya kosha is filled, then one enters into the final one, which is the biggest body, known as body made of bliss, Anandamaya kosha. There is nothing else. All there is Anandamaya. So through the meditation practices, spiritual practices, you penetrate the buddhis, the bodies, and then you enter into this body, and you then dwell in the body made of bliss. There is nothing else. It's totally, completely made of bliss, known as Anandamaya. A-N-A-N-D-A-M-A-Y-A, Anandamaya kosha, K-O-S-H-A. This is what you want. You want to directly go into your Anandamaya kosha, and you are absolutely in the state of bliss. So just by saying, oh, I am in bliss, that is just intellectually imagining. But actual bliss is going through the penetrating from physical body to pranic body, pranayama, then meditations, then buddhi, and then buddhi leads you to this manomaya. That is where the Atman is inside. Because Atman is all pervading, ever free, ever pure, ever wise. Atman is not contaminated, it is all bliss. Atman cannot be touched or made any. Atma cannot be contaminated. Atma is ever absolutely pure. That's why what exists there? Absolute ananda, complete bliss, pure bliss. So those who have this, the realization of the self, or just a glimpse of the self, that is where you reach into that fourth state of sleep I was talking about. Once in a while, once in a month, maybe once in 6 months, for 3 to 4 seconds, or maximum maybe 5-7 seconds, you touch here into this state of bliss. This is called Turiya, fourth state of sleep, or also known as sleepless sleep, or also known as beyond sleep. The scriptures talk about it. They say if or when a person reaches there, next morning when you wake up, the sign is you want to tell the whole world that last night I slept very well. Why do you say that? Because this is the nature of love, to share. Love means you want to share your experience. So you tell everybody, hey, last night whether they are asking, whether they are not asking. You simply will say, hey, last night I slept very well, even though you sleep every night. So whenever that happens, remember you reached it. By how did you reach? By nature. The scriptures or Upanishads say, nature calls and gives you a glimpse. Hey, inspire yourself to practice. Come here. This is where I am. So once in a while gives you, just like you give kids some candies or some good taste. So the God, our nature, our Atman is giving you a glimpse that hey, you are missing out. This is how beautiful it is. This is how great it is. So through the sleep, you are taken once in a while to give you that taste of absolute bliss, which you then next day share with everybody that last night I slept very well. That is the sign. You don't say that every morning, even though we sleep every night and we are in bed for 8-9 hours. So that is how the process of meditation is. That is how the process of the practices, not only meditation is a foundational practice. Without meditation practice, you won't be able to do like tomorrow what I will share with you, and there are many other practices. And those practices doesn't take too long. If you are afraid that, oh gee, I will have to sit for an hour. No, they are just there. You sit and you enter, and then you keep entering, and then you immediately come out. It doesn't take long time. Then things happen at the state of Manomaya Kosha. Your Manomaya Kosha is awakened. The moment you sit, you are already there. When you experience, you immediately come out, and then you function in the world with that experience. Imagine when you have that experience, and then when you embark in the world, how beautiful it will be. So to me, from that day, whenever there is a traffic jam, I don't get worked out about traffic jam. To me, it's fine. I start doing my breathing or I start doing my mantra. So traffic jam actually gives them an opportunity to do something. So that's how one works. So you have to build a foundational practice, and because you can sit on chair. You don't have to sit on the floor if you are unable to sleep on the floor. That's where you need a little bit of exercise so that your shoulders are flexible, your knees are, your lower back, your hip joint, your thighs, hamstring, and the neck, so that you can keep your head, neck and trunk straight in one line, and then they don't fall asleep, they don't give you hurdle, means you're no longer shifting within 10 minutes, and once you sit, you forget, then you keep entering into a new layers slowly with the breath, with the mind, with the buddhi, and then you are there, and then enjoy 5-10 minutes, and then simply come out. So you are giving a spiritual dose to yourself every single day. Just like you eat vitamins and so on and so forth to fulfill all deficiency, but then that remains at the physical level. And then even that physical level, how much it absorbs, we don't know. You have taken maybe a vitamin B12, but you absorb just tiny. And in your mind you are taking vitamin B, but it's not actually helping because absorption is very less. So here, through this spiritual dose, you are penetrating everything. You will be full of energy, you will be full of this bliss. Not only energy you leave behind. There is much more than energy. That is the bliss you live by.
So four koshas can be entered and energized volitionally, and only Anandamaya is by invitation, right? So that each kosha can be kind of, nourished and energized, right? Volitionally.
All of them. Then as you go along, then automatically you will get entry into the bliss, the last one. And this is the biggest being this all-pervading force, like a universe. Your Atman is an individual Atman, which is identical to the Paramatman. They are identical. The sutra says, Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. Whatever is inside, that is what is the outside. So they are both identical. Whatever is inside, but if I search outside, I will get lost because I don't know where to look. So the sages, the books have said, go in. This is the universe, and That's where the first stage of dhyana meditation begins. That is the answer. If somebody asks me, why do I need to meditate? This is why or how you want to meditate. To get to know all the wealth you have given by the nature. You are depriving yourself. Yes, you have everything, which is absolutely blessed, but you want to actually experience the true wealth that will never decrease. Just like vidya, the knowledge increases by the more you spend. That's why vidya, the knowledge, is the greatest wealth. Vidya dhanam sarvadhanam pradhanam. The wealth of knowledge is the greatest of all wealth that you can ever imagine. So these are the reasons that you want to undertake the practice. If somebody ever questions you why, purely spiritual experience. And then apart from the karma and all that, you just want to erase all of it and be free, absolutely free. And it's total freedom you have. Such a fascinating to me that how much freedom I have. I have given freedom to leap. All I need to do, make an effort. Yeah.
But you're going about it right. Like,
Perfect.
Besides hitting the bliss.
Yes. See, that's a good question. How do you know? When you eat, how do you know you are full?
That's
Number
the
one,
problem.
hold on.
That's why I'm asking. I don't feel full. Okay, what do you mean?
Keep going. Keep going.
I just realized my problem today.
These are the practices that are capable enough that will tell you that you are going into a right direction. If these practices don't tell you, then means you are missing something. These are divine practices. You will know exactly intuitively that you are going into a right direction.
So you are saying that if I will solve that problem and go to the center, then it will sound funny, but then I'm not going to have any problem with my weight anymore.
Yes, you can. It's all mental.
Yeah, I am. Binge eating.
So you make your mind strong enough, your friend, so that all these habits that you are having hard time to quit, like binge eating, you said, you within fraction of seconds you can quit. Guaranteed. Absolutely. Swami Rama used to tell me, it is just like turning switch on and off. He says he doesn't understand why people have hard time to quit habits. It's a turning on and off. Fraction and done. Through the mind. That's why he says all in the mind.
Yeah, but I've been smoking for 20 years.
So here you go. So these practices. Build a nice base. Give yourself 10 to 15 minutes every day and continuously practice. Whether you are able or whether not able, give 15 minutes that you have to sit every day, and all these what we will teach today and tomorrow, and then within 3 months you will be a total new person. That I can guarantee.
So the monkey mind keeps quieting down. Is that one sign?
Monkey mind doesn't get quiet down, but you go deeper into that. That's why I gave analogy of ocean.
Right.
Monkey mind is like waves in the ocean.
Right.
You can't do anything with the wave. You dive into ocean through the practice techniques of meditation, because the mind field is like an ocean. So deeper you go, monkey mind is not bothering.
And
You don't know anything
gives
about
you
it.
guidance that you're doing it correctly.
Absolutely.
So not only just wait, the bliss feeling is overall, no matter
Absolutely.
what you're.
Absolutely. That's what I was talking. Yeah. Bliss is not one-sided bliss. Only this part or not this part. It's all. Every cell, molecule, all these bodies, made of mind, made of intellect, made of everything is there. It's like you have taken back in the ocean of bliss. Anji, yes.
So in your self-realization and your own spiritual journey, how do you handle when you're trying to achieve the bliss and you're trying to get to the smoothness of the monkey mind, also called popcorn brain? How do you handle when others around you are not so supportive of that, and then that kind of comes back to you?
That's a very good question. Even within the family, those who are not supportive, you just simply do what you need to do and don't bother with it. you do in a way whenever there is a time. Like similar question somebody asked Swamiji one time. He said, I cannot do meditation at home, I cannot do it in the office, everybody is there and they will think I'm crazy, what nonsense I'm doing. So he said, you should go to the bathroom, sit 10 minutes on the commode, meditate and flush, come out. And nobody will know that you meditated. So it was just an example that you can make time or you can find time when you meditate. Maybe wake up maybe just half an hour early than anybody else does, those who are not supportive. You know what I mean? Or meditate somewhere a little bit away. All you need to give 10 minutes, 5 minutes to begin with. For first 6 months, not more than 10 minutes. Otherwise you will start daydreaming. 10 minutes are enough. Maximum 15 minutes. Swamiji also says, because it's based on practical Himalayan tradition, he says, your meditation should not become a problem for others. In terms of like a lot of time, we take meditation as an avoidance to face others. Because it's my meditation time and you just close your eyes. That can also happen. He gives the example of husband-wife. If husband doesn't want to face wife, oh, don't bother me, I'm meditating, so they close their eyes, or wife does the same. So in that way he was saying meditation should not become a quote-unquote hindrance or a problem or avoidance to others. It is a harmonious thing. So you will find a way if you are sincere. That is the divine nature of that meditation. If you are sincere, you will find the way. All you need to know, trust yourself. You don't need to trust anybody else. Even don't trust God. Don't believe. That is not a problem. All you need to do, trust yourself, because yourself is the actual God within. That is the beautiful part in yoga. Whether you believe in God, whether you don't believe in God, doesn't matter. It will not happen. You will not create any sin. If you do, it is helpful, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. As long as you trust in you. And if you are sincere enough that I really want to meditate, your meditation will find a way. I guarantee.
So does that mean then there's no perfect time to meditate? Any time that works? Or
Very good question. Yeah, this is a good question. They say morning times ideally are traditionally recommended because the world has not begun. You have not started the world yet, so you are still quiet and the mind is still relaxed. You just fresh. You just woken up and so on. So traditionally, morning times are ideal, quote unquote. However, any time is a good time as long as you have a free time for 10 to 15 minutes. It's fine. You could do just before going to bed, right on your bed, just sit and then meditate and then go into sleep. You could do that. Or just when you wake up, right, do 10 minutes right in your bed before you even come out of your bed. You can find it. Yes.
And the whole meditation is waiting.
Starting his whole meditation is sitting proper, and that proper means your spine has to be straight. Head, neck and trunk along with the spinal column, that is good, that is a meditative posture. The second one, watch the breath with no pause, no jerk for next 3 to 6 months. Then you add a few more techniques. And so hum. Watching the breath with the sound so and hum. So and hum. So hum is actually a sound of your breath. If you really hear it, that is the sound of your breath. It sounds so when you inhale, it sounds hum when you exhale.
Are you actually saying that?
I am saying it because I want to hear you manually. No, you are not saying it. You actually, when you become really relaxed, then you actually hear that sound. Yeah, you are not saying it. You are visualizing it in the beginning manually because you are unaware, or you have not. You are starting the journey, so you visualize saying it as like a manually. Then slowly you don't have to say. You will know. And then you graduate yourself from Soham, you enter into a next one. Soham is just simply training your breath. So you train your breath. Soham brings the breath to makes it one point. It makes it relax, makes it deeper, and so on and so forth. All these components that needed, Soham brings it. That sound, not the meaning, but the sound vibration of Soham makes it, not what it means.
So my biggest reason to quit meditation is mindful, so that during meditation, my son's going to do it. I have to do it. So you're saying that this will help me?
This will absolutely. Don't quit, continue, regardless, use Soham, watch your breath, you will see the progress.
Is there any minute that, oh, you shouldn't do under 2 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere?
You could do 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, doesn't matter.
Do you have an issue with like guided meditation audios?
No, I do. I have meditation tapes also. But
It helps.
it helps. But for a while, you should use guided meditation. But don't make yourself dependent on that. Because yoga is a path of freedom. So if you get dependent, you are going in a wrong direction. Yeah, freedom, you want freedom. Freedom from all dependence. So that in the beginning, for maybe 3 months is fine. 2 months is okay. So once you get used to them, just move on. Why? That's why in my tradition, many of you ask questions, what shall I bring props, rope, this, that, and I tell them, don't bring anything, because in my tradition, no dependence, no rope, nothing. Only prop that we recommend is cushion, because in the beginning it helps you to keep your spine straight and it keeps you relaxed. It doesn't allow you to make an effort to keep your spine straight. Other than, we don't use any props. Because Hatha Yoga, where people like all these props, bricks, this, that, for us is simply a means and a way to prepare the body for meditation only.
Can you sit in a chair?
Absolutely, chair is best. And when you sit on the chair, sit on the edge of the chair so that your feet are flat on the floor. Yes. Anyone? Yeah, somebody here was asking.
Just one other thing, I'm sorry. It's for kids. If you want to get them started, being mindful. Any practical way? Because they're even worse than us, right?
Yeah, do some of the joints and glands yoga with them, so that they can get jump around this, go frog, da da da, and like that. Yeah, so it's like a playful movement with them. And then breathing, who could do belly breathing, let's do, who could do long breathing, that way. One time I was invited to a high school and kids were making all noise and they were listening to me, and I said, hey, let's do who could do Om longer? And then everybody started saying, oh, and everybody became so quiet. Yeah, and I said, okay, join me, and they had a competition now. So that way you approach them in their way. That's another practical aspect of the yoga. You can't be rigid, and you're not supposed to be rigid. You mold practices according to you, and then get freedom out of it. So tomorrow, mudras, malas, yes, I have to give you mala, yes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't, maybe we'll cover this tomorrow, but you mentioned blood pressure at the beginning, and I'm wondering if there's a certain practice that lowers blood pressure, that people, just everything we talked about. Okay.
If you bring somebody who has a really high blood pressure, if I lead them through Shavasana, within 5 minutes blood pressure comes down.
Yeah.
Or Nadi Shodhanam also brings blood pressure come down.
When,
No, the alternative breathing, I'll teach tomorrow. Yeah. And you can then maintain the blood pressure, control with this Nadi Shodhanam and deep breathing and all that. It's all to do with the nervous system.
That also occurs with inflammation as well, or no? Just overall inflammation.
Overall inflammation.
It brings that down too?
Yeah. So please come with my best wishes. I offer you this mala, and then if you want to use it, use it. So easiest way to use mala is we don't use this index finger for some reason. So you hold mala on the middle finger and the ring finger and these 3 fingers mala you hold. Right? This is holding mala. So if you move, it will fall off. So therefore you lock with the thumb. thumb on top of the tip of your middle finger, so the mala is there. So you hold each bead with the middle finger and the thumb and keep moving forward. This is how you do. You do the mantra, keep moving, say mantra, just like Om, 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 something like that. So this is all 27. If you do 4 rounds, it becomes 108. 108 mystery hours solved to you tomorrow, and it's a fascinating mystery by the sages. So Allah, you want to come forward first? So with all the best wishes, mala for everyone.